on, you guys.
We're annoying Tony now. Yay!
Welcome to the post-credit show.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Where we talk about games we played, movies we've watched,
and
and other
things.
sort of dumb stuff we've done.
Not
We're
that
doing
much-
dumb stuff too.
Not that much dumb stuff. Well, I mean, you guys are
Other
doing.
than saying hi early.
I don't know what you're talking about. I said it on time.
Okay, Mr. Wizard.
I'm Nick.
I'm Tony.
I'm Chris.
I'm Brian.
Welcome
Hi.
to the big shoe.
Hi.
Welcome to the shoe.
Welcome to the big shoe.
Hi.
I can get started.
Go for
So,
it.
I watched The Secret Life of Pets 2.
That's a movie.
That is a movie. It is an excellent, funny film.
It's fine.
I don't think I would have watched it.
On
in
par with the
theaters.
first one?
Better.
Better.
It's
It's
better.
a little funnier. It's a little cleaner.
Okay.
It's a
Uh,
little
In theaters was cute.
cleaner.
it would, yeah. I would say that the
I didn't find the first one dirty.
when-
You said cleaner.
like in terms
Animation
of like
story.
animation,
Oh.
story.
It wasn't
No,
perverted.
no.
No,
Like
like-
the storytelling was a little like
How it's all put
it's
together.
a little more like concise.
I was very
Um,
confused.
I like Patton Oswalt more than
I do. Louis C.K.
Louis C.K.
So much better.
Yeah.
So much. I think
My wife was watching the first one the other night, and like I could hear it from the other room, and I'm going,
no. Patton
Patton Oswalt's
Pat-
voice fits that.
he
dog.
also
That
he also has like a good like humor to his voice too with that role.
Yes.
Like he really plays into it as like he is a dog.
Yeah.
I will always love Harrison Ford anytime he's on screen as anything.
And it's
So
like I
seeing
said,
him-
I
seeing
didn't
him
know
as
he was
Rooster.
in it.
He was Rooster.
And so as Rooster's talking, I'm like, is that someone trying to be Harrison Ford?
No, that's
Or
straight-
is it
that's
Harrison
straight
Ford?
Harrison
And
Ford.
then you get a line, and you're like, that's Harrison Ford.
They got Harrison Ford in this movie.
He's Indiana
as an
Jones
old,
is a dog.
as an
How
old
many-
he's himself. He plays himself essentially.
He's an old farm dog.
How many voice acting has he done? Like,
That's just his
I
first
think
voice
that, yeah.
acting
I was like,
role.
I don't know any other.
I'm sure he's done other
movies. Nope.
things.
It
You
is
know?
credited as his first animated voiceover role.
I feel like he's
That's
done
what I
other
thought.
things that he hasn't been credited for.
No, okay, well he might have, but this is
I feel like he's done other
it's
things.
that IMDb like after the movie's out, and I'm like,
Oh.
okay, was that Harrison Ford? Check, definitely Harrison Ford. Continue scrolling through like the trivia stuff, and it's like Harrison Ford's first voice acting role, and I'm like, hell yeah, it was,
Weird,
and
weird.
he was a kick-ass dog.
He basically played himself.
Yeah,
He played an old grumpy man, essentially.
yeah. If
And-
Indiana Jones was a dog, this would be
The
it.
new Indiana Jones, not like young Indiana Jones, to be clear. Not the old
He was always grumpy.
Yeah, he's a-
Fortune
No.
and glory, kid. Fortune and glory.
except as a dog now.
Yeah.
So, I liked all of the little pieces as they started meshing together.
Yep.
The lion stuff was super cute.
Tiger.
Tiger? Yeah, tiger. The white tiger.
The
yeah.
white tiger.
And the crazy cat lady was very true and a very comical look at a crazy cat lady.
Yes, this was definitely. It was 3 shows.
It was 3 movies.
Well, it was
that-
3 TV shows that they
that
put
melded into each other.
Yeah,
eventually.
with one
that's
grand
cool.
finale. It was kind of because as you're watching,
Like I
it,
said,
you're
it's
going,
a lot cleaner. It was presented a lot cleaner than the first movie.
Yeah, the first
because there's a lot of
one-
things going on in that one too.
Well, because they just went on a zany adventure,
Yeah.
Well,
Like
there's
that.
only 2 stories.
but like meeting the bunny and like all of that's like it was so wacky.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
one's less wacky and more like
It's still
Structured.
wacky.
It's like structured though. And
it's still wacky, but like
It has points that it's hitting a little more. clean.
main
Oh.
dog, whose name I can't remember, and big
Uh,
fluffy dog, whose name I can't remember.
Dog.
Their story's actually pretty.
Zach? No.
Same.
I don't know. Their story's pretty normal.
Yes.
Like
in respect, because
In
essentially
retro-
they're the urban city house dogs.
Go
They're
to the
going
farm.
to a farm,
Yeah.
and it's them experiencing farm life for the first time. So they were used to sleeping in the bed with all the homeowners,
Yeah.
and they have to sleep outside now because it's the farm rules. And they have to figure out, oh, it's a cow, like do the cow thing, and then the cow's like, no, you're an idiot,
Yeah.
you're a dumb little dog.
But that's
They're
the
both
piece,
like
is, like,
mooing.
Yeah,
their part was very normal. The crazy cat lady was
weirdly normal, but also cartoony.
it was cartoony, and then they know with the bunny,
Oh my God,
Snowball can just
Snowball
go
can just
sideways.
go.
So
Snowball's-
his was the extreme. There's like
Was Snowball?
He was in the first one.
Kevin
Kevin
Hart.
Hart. Yeah,
Yeah.
still Kevin Hart.
Still Kevin Hart.
They got all the voice actors back except Louis C.K., who
Oh,
they
okay.
didn't want in a children's film after
Really?
Yeah.
everything happened
After
with him.
Really?
So, but yeah, like but it did. It felt like 3 separate things, and then it was like and a grand finale where all the
Everything-
stories amalgamate, and you're like, kudos.
Yeah, they tied it all pretty well.
Well
Yeah.
done.
That was good.
So,
But
yeah,
yeah, I did
and-
like Patton Oswalt. more in that.
I do.
role.
I
Although I like Patton Oswalt.
also
period,
yeah, we're
so.
biased.
A little bit.
But I do. I feel like he fit the voice of that dog.
That little nervousness, but still like confident a little
Especially after watching the first movie again, I'm like, yeah, his
His
voice,
voice.
his voice just fits
Yeah.
that character better. Not that Louis C.K. did a bad job, just
It fits better.
between the two of them, you're now going like,
The
I can
animation-
compare
I
and
can compare.
contrast.
bit. The animation also makes a huge difference too, because back then that movie was animated a little differently. It felt a little, not older, but
So who produced
obviously
this
Illumination.
again?
yeah,
The
it's
Minions
Illumination.
people.
Like the
Yeah.
Minions people.
Yeah.
We were gonna do the Mario movie.
Who are doing the
We're
Mario.
still working on the Mario movie.
So
So yeah, no, I really enjoyed that film. I don't know that I would see it in theaters, but I would still watch it. I
Mhm.
still watched it at home, so we had a good time with that.
I'll take a look at that.
Other films I
Have it
watched.
now.
You guys remember Invader Zim?
yeah,
Yes.
He has his own Netflix movie.
yes, he
I never
does.
watched
What?
the original, so.
Oh my god, those movies, those TV shows were like
never watched the
iconic
original.
to
I
my
knew
kid
about 'em, I
childhood.
just didn't
I
care.
loved the shit out of them. There is an Invader
Netflix.
Zim
You
movie
can't watch it now.
No, I'm not. I'm just.
because Netflix
It's on
has the
Netflix.
Oh, I know. I just
on
want to see what it
Netflix.
looks like.
because Netflix has
Invader Zim?
it looks exactly like Invader Zim.
Oh, does it?
It's exactly the same art style, same people who drew it, same voice actors, same
Yeah,
everything.
they just did Invader Zim.
They just did a longer Invader Zim.
And this is where Netflix is starting to fall apart because one, Rocco's Modern Life movie launched without any kind of fanfare.
Oh
The
yeah.
Invader Zim one launched without.
I knew it was coming. I did know it was
I
coming,
didn't
but
know
I
if I
didn't.
want to
see-
watch Rocco or not.
I'm.
But Invaders, I knew.
I know.
I knew Invader Zim was coming, so I don't know. Maybe their marketing is like skewed because
For
I
for
did.
those who know.
I did know it was coming.
Yeah, but I didn't even know
I
Rocco
didn't
was
know.
coming. and
I
that's
didn't
a
know
big
when
one
it was
for
coming.
me.
It was my thing. I didn't know when it was coming.
Rocco's not
It was
a
kind of
huge
like
one
the
for me, but-
well, because Netflix has this deal with Nickelodeon now.
And
So
sure.
Oh.
they're producing a lot of the old Nickelodeon stuff, especially with Invaders and whenever Avatar gets done, Avatar will eventually come out.
The movie.
No, shut up. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah,
It
the
did
movie.
come out. I thought
That
it was
is-
on
that
Netflix.
is
Yeah,
a
there's a
movie.
movie. He's a little bald kid.
Shut up.
Like I thought
Big
the series
ocean
is on Netflix.
crashes
No,
it.
it's
Yeah.
coming next year.
He has
Oh,
an
'cause
The,
arrow.
li- the
Yeah,
live
he's got
action
some
one.
weird thing on his head.
Oh, the
It's like
live
a-
action one.
like a
Yeah,
weird-
Oh.
Netflix is
Yeah,
doing
it's
their
already
original.
done. M. Night Shyamalan made it.
Shit.
It's
He
called The
shat
Last
over!
Air-
I
it's
have
called
no
The
idea what they're
Last
talking about.
Airbender, because they couldn't call it Avatar because that was a movie about
No.
blue
They
people.
shat all over
They
it.
did.
I don't know. I've never seen the
I did not know they were
cartoons.
making a new live action. one,
Yeah.
actually.
Oh, they were totally.
Oh, that's
They're
awesome.
making a new live action.
That
It's
is
got
news to
the
me.
With
original
Avatar?
Yeah.
Yeah, James Cameron's got like 4 in the can.
They're getting the original showrunners. They're getting the original showrunners to make the film or the show.
Yeah.
They are
Nicely
casting
done.
age-appropriate and
For you
culture-appropriate
too.
characters, which is perfect. And assholes.
Side conversation.
Assholes. So, but yeah, Invader Zim Enter the Florbus is on Netflix as an original film. And it literally picks up after the last episode happens, but as like an actual time jump.
Oh.
So then literally like the big
It's
joke
gonna be-
the big joke in like the first 10 minutes of the movie is like, where's Zim? And Dib's all like, oh man, like I've been spending all these years trying to find him, but he disappeared. And then he comes back again for no apparent reason. Just because he's been hiding in his house.
Because of that Nickelodeon thing, could I get a new Johnny Bravo then?
Sure.
Cool.
That'd
I
be
would see
cool.
that. I would
see
see
Johnny
that.
Bravo.
So Enter the Florbus literally
He's
takes
sexist
place
though, so I don't
time-wise
know if
like
he
the
could.
exact same time as it's been
Perfect
off the air.
timing.
Is it?
Like it's been like, I don't know, like 5 or 10 years or something like that.
Yeah.
And so it's literally like the joke is, oh, where have you been, Zim, this entire time? He was actually in his house planning phase 1 of his domination of Earth
For years.
for years. And so it's
That's
so funny, and there's so many callbacks to the original show. If you wanted to know more about or wanted that satisfaction of his dad, I can't remember his name, Professor. No. His dad's name.
Avatar?
Sure. Professor Avatar. His dad, Dib's dad. Remember his dad? He would have the.
Yeah.
He would never believe in aliens, but he would believe in everything else.
Yeah.
There's a callback to that, and it's very satisfying to see the conclusion of that, even though it's not fully ended.
Fully ended.
It's Invader Zim. If you've ever watched Invader Zim, if you've ever read those comics, it is that show for like a full hour and a half.
That's sweet.
See,
Or,
and I
or
think
maybe an hour and 20 minutes. something.
Legitimately, with Disney Plus just ramming all the nostalgia down our throat,
Yes.
Netflix really, I think,
They need to
again,
kick
with,
it up there.
with Rocco and Invader Zim
Invader Zim.
showing up, it's
And
like
Avatar too next year. Hopefully.
But it's next year. Like, I'm talking, there's shows that came out, and I didn't know about them till I was in the depths and bowels of Netflix going, like, Rocco?
Yeah, like
I like Rocco's Modern Life.
yeah.
Like, what? It's a
weird,
movie. Like, it's a thing. And I'm like, oh my god, like, it's new Rocco.
No. You want to watch 13
Ugh.
Reasons Why season 3? You want to watch 13 Reasons season 3?
Well, but that's
no,
like-
I don't care about
I
that
want
show anymore.
Rugrats.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take more
Rugrats.
Rugrats.
I'm surprised that they haven't.
well, they did do that teenage one, like
Yeah, but that was on
Nickelodeon, I
TV.
mean.
No, but like
Yeah.
we're talking like Netflix produced
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Because if they can do Rocco's,
Like a
if they can do
live
Invaders,
Sure,
and
like, but that's my
Avatar.
piece is
I
like,
was like,
with
why
all
do
of
that?
the, like,
They have the license to Nickelodeon.
I know,
There's
so, like,
so much stuff they could do.
Oh,
go
yeah.
hard and actually
Do
tell people. Like, when I watch ads on YouTube, like, when they pop up,
I
it's,
get 13 Reasons Why season 3.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, like,
I
I
get
get the
that
dumbest
all the
stuff
time.
for YouTube, and it's just like, throw Invader Zim on there, that gets me excited. I get
Like,
it.
don't get me wrong, I like Black Mirror. I love me Black Mirror, but like they're throwing that in my face every time.
There's other things to
I'm already watching Black.
I
That's
finished
That's the thing,
it.
yeah.
okay.
you're
So
already
the other
watching
funny
those.
part of YouTube is, and YouTube, listen to this since we're actually streaming on you right now. I have a set of Raycon earbuds. You can stop advertising them.
They worked. Advertising worked.
The advertising worked.
I
I
keep
can
getting VR stuff right now.
I still laugh. I still laugh because the one time I wanted to watch a trailer for a video game,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
ad
the-
in front of it
was
was
the trailer.
literally the trailer.
The trailer for that.
So I watched the trailer after I watched the ad, and it was
Yeah.
an unskippable ad.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Why?
Watch
what?
this.
What's the math doesn't work. It's like looking at the cover of a book and you open it up. It's the cover of the book.
Cover the book.
Inside.
Yeah. If I see one more Raycon ad, I'm just like, I wish there used to be a button like, this ad's not good for me. And legitimately, this ad is
Oh,
not good
yeah,
for me.
yeah.
Because it already I'm not buying a second set of Raycons.
Buy another set.
No.
Buy another
3
set.
sets.
5.
I need
10.
one pair
What
of
if
headphones.
what if you lose one of those buds?
Then I will call Raycon and complain that it fell out of my ear when they told me it wouldn't.
So then they'll just say
Buy another one.
That's nice.
Our-
I'll buy
our-
something from another company.
Uh,
If your company screws me over, I no longer purchase things from your company. Just saying.
That's a smart consumer.
so yeah, we watched Invader Zim. Oh my god, that
need
that
to
movie
watch
is
that.
so dumb, and I love it because it takes place right after the show. Well, not right after the show ended, but like it's a conclusion to the show. My wife started watching it without me because sometimes she does that, and I was telling her like, oh, man, I need to watch that because I watched it as a kid and blah 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 blah. She's like, this makes no sense to me because it picks up really like
Right.
Oh, so you have
after the
to-
show. So it does give you like the first like 30 minutes or something like of these are the characters.
A
these
synopsis
are
kind of thing?
like not a synopsis per se, but like these are these characters.
So would
these
they
are the,
bring out the original then?
what do you mean?
Is that part of the Nickelodeon deal to bring back
To-
those old
yeah.
TV shows and put them?
I
on
would
Netflix?
watch Invader
watch-
Zim in a
But is that
heartbeat.
part of the deal, or is
I
it
don't
just
know.
new content?
I don't know yet.
I think they just have the new
probably
content right now.
But I would if you told me Netflix was bringing Invader Zim back onto Netflix for like that's a
Like just the original
yeah,
series.
that's a point on Netflix because I'm on the other side of that thought process right now of dropping Netflix.
Oh, big time.
So like if you put Zim on there, that'd be huge.
Our
'Cause it's like,
household is now
it's like 2 or
the-
3 seasons.
Yeah,
of
our household is
shows.
now the agreement of when Disney Plus hits, we drop Netflix until like Sabrina comes out.
Sabrina or Avatar for me anyways.
Yeah, after the next Dragon Prince.
Dragon Prince is big, yeah.
Fuller House.
No,
My
is
wife and I will-
that still a thing?
I don't
Still a thing.
know. I think they have one season left.
Oh.
But that's the thing. Like, we'll subscribe to Netflix for
A thing.
like one show, binge it. Like, I'll sign up and cancel same day, so we
Yeah.
get the month. And if we don't finish, we'll watch it again or whatever. Like, we'll
Yeah.
resubscribe. But like, legitimately, it's gonna be a month by month basis for us with
Right.
Netflix now.
So like, and that's our household too. Like as soon as we saw like that list of like, holy crap,
Yeah.
Gravity Falls is on coming to Disney Plus. That's huge for us
I
because
will
we
keep everything.
we love we love Gravity Falls.
Well,
So,
and I have
like,
to appreciate Disney Plus. They're finally there because they are doing the week by week thing with their series.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people miss that.
But
Myself
I'm cool
included.
with it, man.
Myself
'cause,
as well.
Again, I
Yeah.
get to actually like
Think
on the
about it.
show every week. We can talk about
It's-
an episode of something.
Right,
Yes.
and it comes down
Game
to
of
the
Thrones.
it boils it boils down to the culture of like I need to watch this all by the end of Sunday, or else if I go to work or see my friends on
Right.
Monday, we can't talk about this because I'm like halfway through it,
But that's
or,
even the
Yeah.
or
shows,
they're not
like,
done it.
Yeah.
We start watching Sabrina, and it's like, okay, which episode are you on? And it's like, I'm
Right.
on episode 4. I'm on episode 2. I'm on episode 8. I'm done
Culturally-
with the series, and it's like, okay, what happened in the last episode? No, like,
What
whoever
did you
watched
see?
it-
What did you see
Whoever
last?
watched episode 2, what was the last thing that
You
happened?
saw,
And it's
yeah.
like this, and it's
Or
like,
it's-
okay, I
Okay.
can't tell you all this.
Right.
Cool.
Like we're in a social like the cultural has now done to this whole binge watching. Like, oh, we need to love binge watching, but like,
Yeah.
I don't got that time.
It's still popular to binge watch.
It is popular, and there are some stuff that I will binge watch, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like Comedians and Cars Getting Coffee. That's
Yeah.
easy to binge
Yeah.
watch. It's you turn it on.
Yeah,
forget
but
it.
certain shows like
Certain
I
shows-
haven't
Sabrina.
watched.
Stranger Things is probably.
Stranger Things I can binge watch.
I
Yeah.
went through that
Yeah,
super
I
fast.
would-
Sabrina we
But
can
I think-
binge watch.
But I think that also leads into like storytelling as well.
Correct.
Yes.
Where like
Yeah.
they probably designed Stranger Things season 2 and 3 around.
Yeah.
We want to keep people watching, so we're gonna drop a huge cliffhanger at the end of each
Yeah.
episode,
So you're just gonna watch the first 5 minutes of the next episode,
and then
you're back into the story again,
Correct.
and you just keep
So,
going. Like that's just
hope-
good storytelling.
Yeah.
it is good storytelling, but like they've relied on it too much. I think with Netflix, I know Netflix did do weekly episodes for some stuff, like The Flash.
The 100.
That was
Joel-
only in
Joel-
Canada. That
Joel-
was only here.
Joel McHale's show was weekly as well.
That was their attempt worldwide. Was Joel McHale and Michelle Wolf,
Yeah.
and they did not work.
Right.
Our weekly shows were just because we had deals
Because
with
it was on
the-
TV as well.
Yeah,
That
we
was
had the
thing.
deal with the TV networks.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to go back to a weekly
Yeah.
release.
It will actually be relaxing. In all honesty.
there's a lot
Yeah.
less stress and tension of like,
I'm like, I need to watch this. Yeah.
but I'm not in town or something like that.
You
Or,
stress yourself out too easy.
Well, no, but legitimately,
but I really want to
like-
watch the show. I really want to watch.
And that's your problem.
I know, but that's the nice thing about the weekly thing is I think it's actually going to calm a lot of
No, because you want the
stuff
other side of that
down.
is if you miss an episode, oh crap, I have to go to next week.
Yeah,
That's fine. That's
But
it's
two's
easy.
But
better
then I'm just saying,
I know,
you're
two's
comparing,
better
you're
than eight.
comparing the binge
Two is better.
watching to
Two is
that,
better than 13.
But you're
Yeah.
you're still stressing yourself. So
not as
Not as bad.
still doing it.
I found because I still watch Agents of Shield. Shut up. When it was on air, and
it's not Avatar.
shut up.
You mean The Last Airbender?
Shut up.
By M. Night Shyamalan.
Yes.
Excellent.
Oh yes, the Oscar.
No,
movie.
by James Cameron.
Oh, right. That's the Avatar movie.
But yeah, like watching Agents of Shield week to week was nice. I think I appreciated that, even though they had cliffhangers on the end of each episode.
Yeah.
Each episode with its own little
Self-contained.
like
something.
bubble, which was nice and relaxing.
See, and I think that's what helps with Stranger Things is it's an 8
It's
hour
a
movie.
big-
It's a
yeah.
it's a movie
Yeah,
that
there's
they
so-
just cut into chunks. Whereas, yeah, I like Sabrina. I still binge watch because there is the overarching story, which is nice. But like, it'll be nice to go back to Buffy's on Thursday nights. This time, I would watch Buffy.
It's like Mandalorian episode. Whatever.
Mandalorian will drop
Oh,
X, Y, Z like this. Like it'll drop X at this
I could
time.
go either way. I don't.
I can go either way, but I am.
There's room for both, I think.
I
but-
am happy because it just leads to better. Like even on Reddit, discussions on Sabrina. Like Sabrina comes out, and I'm like, I wonder what people thought of this episode because I was a little like.
Some people aren't done it yet.
But I was a
right?
little tepid to this episode. You go into the Reddit thing, and they've made a Reddit like mega thread with links to other discussions for like, are you talking about episode 1? Talk about episode 1. Well, there's no one in episode 1 because everybody's already on episode 5 by the time they're like,
done.
oh, we should talk about the show now.
or done.
Or they're done, so everybody's at the final like, let's talk about the whole show
as
thread.
a whole thing. Yeah.
And it'll be nice to go back to like, let's talk about the Mandalorian this week.
I'm very excited
This
for
like
that.
episode, season
I'm
1,
looking
episode
so
1,
forward to
Mandalorian. Let's talk, and it's like, because I miss
Like,
those.
I don't mind
chat
binge
forums.
There are certain shows that I will binge. I'm not saying that's bad culture,
Nope.
but like I like the weekly thing. I
Fun
still
fact: Netflix was really upset that we used the word binge. That started. They wanted to use a different word that was
Too bad they've been associated
with a negative word.
It's too bad it's happened. It's like Netflix and chill.
Yeah, but I don't think binge is a bad word.
But some people like
Related.
associate it to like
I
can
guess
I can see it.
eating,
I can
binge
see it.
drinking,
binge eating
like-
is great.
Binge
As
smoking.
is binge drinking. I binge drink Coke like a madman.
Do you not? Do you not do lines of
I
Coke?
found out Wendy's has the machines that give me vanilla Coke in a fountain pop.
Wendy's
Yep.
in Canada?
Yep.
Neat.
And they're still not your favorite fast food?
I hate their burgers, but I will go there for their pop.
They're bomb.
Interesting.
1 large soda, please.
Frosties.
Nope.
Frosties are pretty good too.
I do not do Wendy's. And the only reason I did is because my coworker was like, Wendy's! And I'm like, okay. So I got fries. And then I saw the pop machine and went, so I got the largest pop I could.
Large. Actually, their sizes are different.
Oh,
Than,
don't
Yeah, they have
They're
a
large.
It was like a
They have a
plastic cup.
plastic-
Yeah,
Man, I
yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
medium.
yeah.
This is like a medium
yeah.
for them.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
don't know when.
Yeah, my
I know,
plastic
I know.
cup was like vanilla coked up.
you
the
have to be
wazoo.
careful which
Again,
size
tr-
you
and the
say
trick
that.
is-
Yeah,
Hinge.
yeah,
And the
that's
trick,
Ultra.
and the trick is you ask for no ice because they'll just top that thing with ice. Too.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
you fill it. The machine's a user.
Every
the Wendy's-
places now is do it yourself.
The
pretty
Wendy's I
much.
had. by my
Yeah, the
place is
Wendy's
not.
by the hospital. It's all
By
shut
McGrath.
down.
Oh, the Wendy's on the north end, totally.
Yeah, they don't have. They
Yeah,
have
no,
no,
we're still
I love
living
our
in the past.
renovated.
It's
Our Wendy's are still in the past.
Our Wendy's
is,
are still-
is it still connected to a Tim Hortons?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's not a real Wendy's.
But that's the only way. That's the closest.
That's the only one
Wendy's.
for us.
For shame, that's not a real Wendy's. That's a Tim Hortons with a Wendy's attached to it.
It's unfortunately yes, it very much is. So Washington Invader Zim Enter the Floorbus is what it's called.
Excellent.
So funny, so perfect for fans. And then I played a video game called Trover Saves the Universe in
Did he
VR.
save the universe?
I'm not sure yet. Oh,
Hello.
I'm not sure.
yet.
It's
not
a
sure.
PlayStation VR game. It is written and acted by Justin Rowland. If you don't remember if you don't know who that guy is, he does Rick and Morty.
Oh, Rick.
Yeah, so basically all the voices are either Rick, a version of Rick, or a version of Morty.
Well, because those are the only voices.
There's the only voices
Yeah.
that he does, plus like little ones every
Yeah.
once in a while. So essentially, what happened is you play a Chairorpian. First of all, this is not related
What
to
is
Rick
a
and Morty.
Chairorpian?
This game is not related to Rick and Morty, even though it might sound like
What's
it is
a
related. A Chairorpian is a guy who sits in a chair and binges and plays video games and watches TV shows, and that's all they do is they sit in a chair.
It's our lives.
It's our lives.
It's another planet
it's one-
from Rick and Morty.
that's what I'm saying. Like
It'll connect.
It sounds like it's Rick and Morty, but
Yeah.
I don't think it will.
Well, because it's Justin Rowland.
it's
so
Justin Rowland.
Again,
It
everything
might,
is.
and there might be like a one-off thing in season 3 or 4
Yeah,
that
right.
talks about this game. But you play a Chairorpian, and for some reason, I can't remember the evil alien's names, but he stole your puppies and stuck them in his eyes.
What?
Not fucking kidding here. He stuck them in his eyes, and now he has evil superpowers, and he's trying to take over the universe.
From puppies?
Yes.
So you have to rip the puppies out.
Correct.
Of the eyes.
And so the story
Are
is
the
that
puppies still alive?
I don't know. I played about
Hasn't
an hour.
gotten there yet,
I
man.
played about an hour. Of
You
it.
don't know if he
So-
saves the universe.
And so you are greeted by I can't remember his name, but it's basically Morty, the voice of Morty. I can't remember the guy's Trover. So you're greeted by Trover, and Trover says, "I need you to control me. Here, take my eye, who's also this little baby." And he puts it in your controller, and you can control him. It's basically a sort of third person platformer action
okay.
game. You have a lightsaber to fight your enemies
A light sword.
and a light sword.
Yeah.
So the VR part of it is that you are in the chair, you can see your controller, and as you move Trover throughout the world, there's warp points that will warp you to that area. So that's how you advance the game, is that you move Trover to the checkpoint area, warps you forward to there, and then you can continue the story. It's basically written like one giant episode of Rick and Morty.
I was gonna
That's
say-
why I'm saying it is, but it isn't.
Justin Rowland really needs to do like a
Something I want to see
Different.
well, like
No.
like Seth MacFarlane did like some of the movies.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
it's still it's him, but it's like he can do other things.
But the thing
Justin Rowland needs one
he's-
of those.
he's still kind of new.
Yes.
Which is why I'm totally okay with this
Yeah.
basically feeling like one giant episode of Rick and Morty, because he's still a little bit fresh. I do want to see him do something else later on in life.
Yes.
But this is still really funny. It's
Oh.
it's very much that Rick and Morty slapstick humor of
But that's the same as you look at Family Guy, American Dad,
It's the same
and
thing.
like it's
Right.
he wrote the
I
same
wanna-
thing until it's
which is
like,
funny because
we
I
can
want
do more
to see him do his
Simpsons
Orwell.
Futurama.
I want to see Justin Rowland do his Orwell.
right.
Dis-
He needs his
dis-
Orville.
Orville. Or I want to see his Orville. Like I want to see
Yeah.
what he does later on in life, and that's where he is now is cool.
100 Ways to Die in the West or whatever. like-
Sure.
Million Ways
Some
to Die.
I like to see him
Ways.
do a movie, like write a movie. He doesn't have
They
to.
don't
but-
show a million ways, but they,
I know. Still a
Um,
pretty solid flick actually.
It's so the first level is basically me trying to find this crystal so I can meet this ancient race of people. I'm not sure what they are.
Meeseeks.
Essentially, they could have been basically at some point in time, and basically it powers this ship. But I need to get to this crystal, and so I'm climbing my way up this mountain. And what did he call himself? Mr. Pop-Up. Mr. Pop-Up. Basically,
it
is
bad?
kind of because it's in VR, so he kind of just runs into your face.
Hey, I'm Mr. Meeseeks.
Yeah, except it's, hi, Mr. Pop-Up.
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Pop-Up. I need you to help me get this guy off my house. Or
I'm here
something.
to help you get whatever you
And
need.
then
What's your goal?
And the funny thing is, you can still control Trover and hit him with the lightsaber.
Yep.
Lightsaber. Light sword.
Yeah.
And he'll literally respond like, why'd you do that? And he'll fly up a little bit more and you can still swipe at him. It's funny because it's all in VR.
Yeah.
I like that I don't really get too nauseous in this game because sometimes VR gets that to me.
Yeah.
But this one I didn't experience it. I really like the mechanic of like warping between different nodes because that's how do you handle VR movement, right?
Right.
That's, like nodes is probably the best way to do it.
Clearly walking around a physical space without being able to see the things around you.
Correct.
That's
Yeah,
VR.
just like real life.
Yeah.
Just like ow. That's okay. I meant to walk off that ledge. So yeah, the Trover saves the universe. You can play it not in VR,
Oh yeah.
but I haven't tried that yet. I don't. Why would I want to? If I
You
don't?
have the VR. You
Yeah, you
use
Yeah,
it.
like, that's why I got. That's why they advertise. That's why they
Yeah.
advertise this.
That's
game.
cool though that you don't
Need to play
have
it in VR.
to. That's
Right.
nice.
And it becomes a pretty decent action adventure game.
Yeah.
The nice part about it is that they also, the way that you're sitting in your chair
Yeah.
and controlling Trover, sometimes you can't see the environment around you, and they give you an ability to boost your chair up a little bit higher so you can see. It's more of like a top-down view.
Boost your
So you-
bottom.
Boost it. So
Boost my bottom.
I really like it. It's if I were to compare this one and the Rick and Morty VR game, I like Trover more.
I was just gonna say
I
this
love-
sounds better than the Rick and Morty
It's
VR.
like the Rick and Morty VR was a little bit more forced.
Yeah,
I felt-
you were saying
I
it
felt that
was-
one a little more forced with the jokes, whereas this one's a little bit more natural. So it feels like he's learning a little bit more about
Yeah.
And maybe
what-
that's the nice part.
how
of-
to make video games. 'cause
and that's
Right.
partly the nice part of separating it is it doesn't have to be a Rick and Morty story.
no,
This is
even though it's got that feeling and that vibe, it's still its own original universe
Yeah.
for now.
for now.
For now.
Well, and Lord knows it's Rick
Exactly.
and Morty.
It's just rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all it takes is like one post-credit scene at the end. It's like, oh, it's Morty, or it's Rick coming out of a portal.
Yeah.
Done, connected.
Yeah.
So we'll watch that or played that. That's basically what I've been up to. Just more Pokemon Masters. I think I've hit a wall with that game's difficulty because I'm not sure. Now, I don't know if I'm playing it right. I'm at one of the later challenges right now, but all my characters are kind of maxed out in their levels, and I'm still having trouble. So maybe I'm not bringing the right trainers into certain battles. Right now, I'm trying to fight the gym leader Price, and so they recommend bringing electric people or electric Pokemon and rock Pokemon in. So I bring my Pikachu, I bring my Electrode and my Onix in, but for whatever reason, he keeps wiping me, like right as I'm out to beat him. So I don't know if that's me, but like the other levels, I have no problems with. It's just like the boss levels I'm having problems, and maybe that's just game design.
Right.
It might just be
Probably.
game design, and it's a boss that is meant to be a little bit more challenging than the rest of them. I haven't yet felt the temptation to give them money, but it's getting close. I'm feeling it. It's a good game in there. I just, unlike Pokemon Go, I don't have that need to throw money into their ways.
I looked into this game. I just saw the ratings, and I was like,
What are the ratings? I
Some
don't.
people have been putting like 1 to 3 stars.
Of course
I
they
would say it's already been uninstalled from my phone.
Yeah, like people just don't seem interested in it.
I don't mind it. I like the presentation of it.
The presentation's gorgeous.
Like
Yeah.
this
it looks
this is a very good game to tide you over until Sword and Shield.
I just don't play.
But I don't catch them all in Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
I don't play games on my phone. Like I don't count Pokemon
do.
Go because it's a.
It's a little different experience.
Well, it's because I can walk and do stuff. So
Yeah.
it's like if I'm somewhere, or again, like when we went on vacation, I'd stop places and it's like, oh, there's a stop. Oh, there's a Pokemon. Catch Pokemon. Name
It's
it
like-
after town that I'm in or city that I'm in.
Yeah.
Correct.
And that's my like. It's like
Memento
a little collect. It's a little collectible
Memento.
without
Yeah.
without
So
having to
that-
actually
yeah.
buy a keychain.
So yeah, this one, Pokemon Masters doesn't really have any of that collectibleness in it. You still have there's still in-game currency that you can spend to recruit new Pokemon Masters for your team.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't gotten anyone that I liked so far. Like, not that I don't like any of them, but like my favorites, I haven't seen any of them yet.
Yeah.
I know that Cynthia's coming eventually. I know Red and Blue will be coming eventually. So I do want to get those guys and their Pokemon. So that would be cool. But unfortunately, it's all going to be locked behind. Give us money and you might get it.
paywall.
Yes.
It's a
Oh,
loot
you
box.
might- oh,
It's a loot
yeah.
box essentially.
See, that's like, and again, like Dr. Mario and the like
Oh, I
phones.
dropped off.
Oh,
But
yeah,
that's what I mean.
I
Like
stopped
it's one of those ones where
Right.
I'm like, it's a game and it's not bad, but it's a game on my phone, and my phone is not for games.
No.
I'm still trying to find that one perfect game on
Mine
my
is.
phone where it's like.
yeah.
I'm still trying to find that one perfect game where it's like it's a game that I really love on my phone, but I don't have to like commit a lot of time to it. And right now, Pokemon Masters is kind of hitting that
Oh,
itch
okay.
for me, but
Yeah.
I'm dwindling
Yeah.
in it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I'm getting the right characters or if I'm not giving them money yet.
Money, yeah.
Maybe I don't know.
Money.
Way.
It's probably it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's what I've been up to this week. Nothing terribly exciting.
I watched Family Guy.
Oh,
I'm on season 15.
Oh dear lord.
Again.
What?
Again. You haven't
No, I haven't. I didn't finish it. I was watching it, and then like after you watch 14 seasons of Family Guy without a break, you're kind of like, I should
Oh my
probably
God,
stop watching
you're
it.
live?
Yeah, I know.
Yo,
Well, because I'd watch it casually, like I'd be playing a game and watching Family Guy, and again,
I'd be
you catch-
cleaning.
But that's what I mean. Like
Or
you
doing
catch
some
you
Pokemon
did
card
her-
stuff.
you
or-
catch
Yeah.
a joke, and you're like, that's a good one. Like way to write that one in. This one was pretty good. They're really hitting hard at Cosby in season 15, which was pretty good.
Of course they would.
There was the Taylor Swift episode where she dates Brian.
The dog.
No,
Yeah.
not Brian. The
Stewie?
kid. No,
Chris.
Chris. Thank you. See how much I actually pay attention.
Alan just told me he watched also. He also likes Invader Zim like I like Invader Zim. He told me he really liked it too.
But yeah, so like Taylor Swift comes on and Chris asks her to go to like the homecoming dance or something like that with them,
Yeah.
like through an internet video because Stewie convinces him to.
Yeah.
And so she goes with him, and then subsequently they have a really good time. But the next day she releases her new song, and it's all about this like horrible guy
Chris.
named Chris, and how he was like a fat slob and all
Oh,
of this
gosh.
stuff.
Yeah.
And so they go and find her in concert, or no, they go and break into her house.
Of course.
And they're like, and he's like, "Why did you write this song about me? I thought we had a great time." And she's like, "Well, we did have a great time, but
Oh,
no
the
one
Taylor
listens."
Swift episode?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one listens to my songs if they're like, not
Happy.
about
Not
breakups
happy-
and this and
happy
that, like that kind of
relationships.
stuff. So then she writes a happy song, or she doesn't write it, but she starts singing one and starts getting like crap thrown at her, and everybody's booing and like leaving the auditorium.
Oh.
And Chris calls her like every name under the book in like an attempt to be an asshole so that she
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
go out and sing another song. And
They
Of
were-
course, they make fun of that. Yeah,
yeah, so there's those pieces, and it's like, oh, this show's still like.
it's still culturally relevant.
Yeah,
they
there's-
know it's.
They're sticking with the.
And my only sad part is like they've been saying they're gonna drop most like the references to Stewie being gay.
Yeah.
And that makes me sad because a lot of that is just
Gay jokes. We're not going to stop him being gay.
okay.
Gay jokes.
I know, but a part of that, like, there was the one where he was advertising for his like Wiggles band with him and Brian,
Yeah.
Oh
the
yeah.
red shirt, blue shirt one, and he's like, it's like, how did you get a gig already? And it's like, oh, I found the place for like single moms or whatever, and it's like, they're grabbing wine off the thing, and he's like popping out, going, need entertainment, and then the next guy's like need someone to help with that Chardonnay, and you're just like, yeah. He was there when I hit rock bottom, and he slaps the guy's butt. Rock bottom. Like that kind of stuff. I'm like, it's not offensive.
To some.
I know, but nowadays.
But- and
someone
that's
is
my
always
piece
up-
is, like,
yeah.
They said
It's-
they're going to lean away from it.
I know, and I'm hoping they don't lean like so far away that it's just done with, because honestly, it's a funny part of the show, and it's not like they're making fun of any of that. It's again you aim at stereotypes,
Yeah,
and you know, it's like The Simpsons now is talking like Apu's still going to be in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
We
Because
can't,
it's kind of died down now.
I know.
yeah. We can't be all so culturally
Touchy.
sensitive that
Well, so that's where like Ricky Gervais, his last special that he had on Netflix was really good for that, because he's like, if I offend you, don't watch me. Like easy as
yeah,
that.
like
And he's like, I'm not here for everybody.
Yeah.
No.
Like that's just it. And he's like, just because I make a joke like this doesn't mean I
yeah.
mean what I'm absolutely saying, versus this and that and everything. So then I watched, and I'm 50-50 with her comedy. Whitney Cummings,
I don't.
stand-up comedian.
Don't know.
Oh yeah, I do know. She had a TV show.
She
once.
did, Whitney.
Yeah.
I still don't know.
She does. She writes for a lot of TV shows. She's like a really good writer, but her comedy on stage, sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. So this one, she comes out and I mean, she starts off with like, "Can you guys believe that like people are actually talking about sexual harassment in the workplace now? Like it hasn't existed for however long."
Yeah.
So she goes on that whole thing, but she ends and like this. So parts of that were funny, but then she ends, like the last half of the set, she was talking about sex robots.
Oh.
Just like
Making,
real life.
like, as they're coming into existence
Yeah.
more and more and more. And she's like, I don't know why people are complaining. And so by the end of the show, she actually brings one out that she had
Oh.
made to look like her, like
Yeah.
on stage, and it's dressed like her, and she's got it programmed to make like jokes for her and all of this stuff. And she's like, look, now I don't even have to come out here anymore. This thing does my job for me. I have more time to do absolutely nothing. And I'm like it picked up as the special went on,
Yeah.
which was good because like I say, hers are always sort of 50-50 with me.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people I just turn off automatically. Apparently Dave Chappelle's new special he's stuck in 1996.
Is that all his jokes?
It's misogynistic and like to a point where you're like, dude, like those aren't kosher jokes anymore, sort of thing.
Read the room.
And like
He's
it's not funny. Like it's that point where it's like your jokes are now just like everybody's looking at you like, sir, it is 2019. None of those are relevant anymore. As opposed to like just saying something that offends people. It's just like, this isn't okay. I haven't watched Dave Chappelle's new stuff though, and then I kept watching Fooled Us. They're now in Vegas for this season, so they've got more Americans and all of that stuff, kind of more on the show than they did in the first seasons, which kind of bugs me. The first season was kind of cool, more Europeans and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
This one, you're starting like they know half the people coming out now. Like there's Vegas magicians that are coming out to try and fool them. And it's like, you already have a full-time show. What are you doing trying to get into the opening of Penn and Teller? Like, other than just to be on the show.
Maybe
It's publicity.
More, yeah, I was going to say get their face out there.
It's publicity, but at the same time, you're like, okay.
So I'm excited for the guy's season 2 on Netflix. Magic for Humans or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
He does have a season 2 coming, so that's another reason to keep Netflix.
But even like Fool Us and Family Guy are on Netflix, and I'm like, like I can do without them.
Yeah, me too. The biggest piece that I'd be losing is Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I think.
And I have all of those on my Google Play.
So I'd have to figure something out
And
on that.
Dragon Prince is important. I really like Dragon Prince.
I don't know that I've come back to it after I watched. Not that I don't
Yeah.
didn't like it. It's just I don't think I've gone back to it.
Oh, okay.
Brooklyn, I will go back. It's easy to turn on.
It is so easy, yeah.
And again, I bought the seasons as they came out so we could watch, like, when we didn't quite have cable, I started buying them so that I could watch them as they, like, the day after they came out sort of thing.
Oh,
so
okay.
I think I need to buy the first couple seasons on Google Play, but that's one of those ones where I'm like, I'll give you money.
Yeah.
I like your show. Make more.
Don't get canceled.
Don't get
Don't be
canceled.
canceled again.
Get renewed.
Game-wise, I have played Power Rangers Battle for the Grid because it went on
Ooh.
sale for my Switch.
Yes.
It is a mediocre fighting game,
yes.
but it's the story that actually is pretty good. All the Power Rangers are dead.
Ooh.
Just like real life.
So it goes back to a like
Let's kill all the Rangers.
Rita Repulsa gets stabbed right off the beginning, which is pretty cool.
Oh.
She did.
Yep. So there's
Who stabbed her? Does it become Clue?
No.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's
Who killed
it's-
Rita
it's-
Repulsa?
It's Tommy.
It's Ooze.
No, it's evil Tommy.
Oh.
There's Lord. He calls himself Lord Dragon, so he's a White Ranger / Green Ranger.
Is this tied into? Remember they did that live action
No.
thing where
This
he,
is
where he
tied-
was
Is this
evil and he was going around.
Is this
killing
game
all the-
canonical?
This is tied to the comics that they're writing.
Okay.
But there was something live action that he was doing that was like him is the evil guy and he going to different universes killing the Power Rangers.
Yeah, sort of like
Sounds
that.
like a Spider-Verse.
It's kind of so. This one goes
There
to
was
like
something like that.
8 hours earlier, and it's your first level is Jason fighting Kimberly,
Okay.
at like training.
Okay.
Oh,
Alright,
okay.
They're sparring.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Well, they're
Fighting?
full on fighting because it's a fighting game, so it's
But
not
they're
like
sparring.
they're sparring. Like they count it as sparring, and then Tommy shows up, and it's like Jason's like, I'm gonna take both of you on, and then you control Tommy anyways. Like again as
Oh.
training, so then you guys train, and then Lord Dragon appears and kicks the living snot out of you, sort of thing.
Is it one of those fights where you can't
But
win?
then the Pink Ranger from Time Force shows up because she's now traveled through time.
Because time.
But she gets there right as Tommy dies. Like your good Tommy is
good
dying.
Tommy is dying.
And that's the last thing I played in that one, and then I just went to arcade mode because I wanted to try some stuff out. Well, because like the different characters, they actually did try. So Kimberly does have more ranged attacks with the bow.
All right.
Jason's got the sword. Trini has saber-tooth armor.
That sounds right.
Like she's a mech.
That sounds all right.
Like it's Trini's. You see the Yellow Ranger mask.
She has scythes.
Not in this game. She's got a giant robot body.
That's her weapon.
That's
That's her weapon.
There's the Blue Ranger from the movies. Lord Zed is part of the game. There's the black.
Ooze?
No, there's no ooze. Ooze is not canon.
Maybe DLC.
No, they've released all of. So Zed was DLC. There's that black Power Ranger with like the goofy kind of cross on his and had the staff.
Okay.
Who Jason became at one point.
Okay.
There's him in the game. There's an evil Pink Ranger. There's an evil Black Ranger because this Tommy from this other universe has recruited like all of these evil people, but they're all dressed up as like Black Rangers with miniguns sort of thing.
No, okay.
Yeah. Like it's an extreme Power Rangers type thing. So as a fighting game, very simple. Like
I'd like to try this.
light, medium, heavy attack, special attack. If you press certain button combos, there's a throw in there. There's like your super special meter that builds up and all of that jazz. You get 3 people on your team, so you can do the team attacks like you can in any of those team fighters.
Team fighters?
Marvel
Yeah.
Marvel 3.
So like you press the button, Kimberly shows up and shoots a bow.
Oh, so you got assists.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can press the button and she'll stay in the fight. So
Oh.
you can switch off your characters
Right.
and they'll regain health and all of that jazz.
So it's basically like Marvel 2 or Marvel 3.
Yeah, if you lose a character, you'll gain you can pick between like certain Zord powers. So there's the Megazord, Goldar, and the Dragon Zord.
Okay.
And
You don't actually summon the Zords to come and like smash the ground.
that's the deal.
Oh, okay.
So like
Alright.
legitimately the Megazord's sword will connect with the ground and there will be like a short flashing warning if you're the other guy, like get the hell out of the way,
Or
big
block or
sword
something.
There's no blocking that just like careens down on top of you. You just have to hope to God you're at the edge of the screen sort of thing. So yeah, interesting game. I would not buy it if it was not. I think it's like 50% off or whatever it
What
is.
does that make it?
Like $15. So for me,
I think I'll have to try that.
so for me, I'm like, I like Power Rangers enough.
I like fighting games, so I don't know.
I'll
Try it for
one
the
day we will
story.
boot it up here and that kind of thing, as opposed to buying it for yourself to try out. I finally beat Kingdom Hearts 1.
Does an ending make any more sense to you? No, it does not. I'll let you know right now. It's inconsequential. The ending is inconsequential to the rest of the story.
Well, and that's like it was funny because my wife's like, I'm gonna go fold laundry downstairs. Why don't you come play games? We can hang out or whatever. And I'm like, cool, because I have a boss fight that I know is gonna take me like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And she's like, what?
Which boss fight?
The last boss in Kingdom Hearts,
Oh, that took me like 10 minutes.
the one where you have to go through all of his phases.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay, so backstory behind that. I leveled my character up to beat Sephiroth,
Oh.
and then went to
Yeah,
the
no.
final boss. So that's why he was like trivial to me.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to breeze through the game.
All right, yeah, he was
and then
like-
you end up with a Final Fantasy boss, which again drives me up the wall. That was the only thing out of Square games that I absolutely hate, is their final bosses. Instead of just giving me a final boss that's kind of challenging,
Yeah.
it's like they give me a final boss that's challenging, and then it dies, and then another one shows up, and I haven't regained any of my health or any of my potions or any of my stuff, and it's like, keep fighting, and I'm like, okay. So then you fight that one, and it's like, you're not done yet, because now it's going to grow a third arm. And you're like, okay. And then you cut that arm off, and it's like, oh, now I'm going to swallow you, and you have to fight something inside of me. Isn't this great? And then you fight its stomach, and
You
then
fight the
pop
heart.
back out.
Yeah.
And in this game, yes, you end up fighting hearts and all of those pieces and all of that jazz. And like by the time it's done, I'm just like,
I'll let you know. Yeah, that's
to hell with this game. And then
Kingdom Hearts 2 doesn't do that. I'm
And-
trying to remember the final boss in 2.
well, and then it's like before you fight this final boss, like the game's leading up to all of the worlds will go back to the way they were, and you'll go back to your island, and you won't be able to see Mickey or you won't be able to see Donald and Goofy ever again. And well, and then you end up like your girlfriend goes back
Kyrie.
to her island. Kyrie goes back to her island, and you're like, I'm gonna stick with Donald and Goofy, and you're like, you can't. That's not the rules. You just explained this. And then Pluto shows up because Mickey's gone missing, so let's go chasing after Mickey. And then there's a stupid card game that comes after it for the second game that I can't play, so I skipped it. And then I skipped the other one because all it was cinematic. So now I'm on to Kingdom Hearts 2.
Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memory is actually a lot of fun.
The card one?
Yeah.
Can't stand it.
I think
I think going from Kingdom Hearts, where I had complete control and like autonomy over
So,
stuff, to I'm based off cards that I have to reload.
Kingdom Hearts, in terms of like remasters wise, this is probably one of the rare instances where I actually enjoyed
The Game
Boy
Boy
version.
I can
of it
see that.
Than the full remaster version of it.
I
Because the remaster one, they tried to
3Dify it,
They've
right?
tried to 3Dify it and then slap the stuff from Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 into the game engine,
but
while putting on the card
system. And I thought that was the problem, because when I
Like,
looked
the
it
card
up, it's
system
like,
was-
it's for Game Boy Advance, and I'm like, that means it was in 2D.
Yeah, it was designed in a specific way for the Game Boy Advance.
So a card game makes sense for a 2D platform.
It's still a card game. You still move around.
Yes.
But it's still card based. You have your deck that you're building.
Yes.
So it works actually much better as a Game Boy Advance,
I-
or even a DS game.
I figured that.
So it's
The
yeah,
3D
it's-
element to it all.
It was not as fun as I thought it was gonna.
So I skipped that one. I read the synopsis online to kind of.
It's another one of those games where the story is inconsequential.
Well,
the
and
ending,
that's-
the ending makes like zero difference.
Well, and then that's what I kind of figured, is I'm like, you know what, to hell with all this, because the next version in the remaster is just the videos.
Of which one? Which game was it?
300 and
358 over 2 days.
yeah,
Really? That's the one they go into?
yep, that's next.
I guess that makes sense.
Yes, canonically it makes sense, but
Yeah,
it kind of
yeah.
is stupid because
It's
2
very-
puts you into the like, you don't really know what's going on, which I like. Like they
Yeah.
did it well. Whereas Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed, I was confused. This game's like,
Well, because the idea was that you finish Chain of Memories, you finish both the ending, like both endings,
Yeah.
and then it goes right into 2. Like it goes right into 2.
So that's what I got
Oh.
from reading the synopsis of
So-
Chain of Memories, and then this one pops in, and it's
358
like,
is when they started being stupid.
well, so this like number 2 pops in, and you're not Sora anymore.
You are Roxas.
You are Roxas.
Don't worry, it makes sense.
And
Actually,
it's-
it does make a lot of sense.
It does, because he starts having dreams, and you're like, oh, he is Sora. It's cool.
It's just he has
He's-
a different
he's this
name.
detached-
It's a little
Oh.
more than just that.
Yes,
But
it's like Sora became two
Two
entities of
entities.
sorts, and this is part of
yeah.
it.
It pains me not to explain this because there's so much
I
there
know.
that like I cannot explain.
But that's the piece, is like, I feel like the other game, because I've played it before on my 3DS or DS or whatever it
game?
was, the over 2 days one.
358.
Yeah,
It's another one. Yeah.
I played it, so I get the whole, like, you see Roxas in, like, the black cloak and all of that jazz, and, like, all of that beginning
That
part
actually
of the story
does. Yes.
that they've cut out of 2, obviously.
They didn't cut it out so much as 2 came out,
Right,
and then 358 came out afterwards.
So that's why I'd like to
bolt
play
that
it.
story in like reasonings why Roxas is who he is.
I know, so I'd like
Mm-hmm.
to play it in that order, because I feel like the not knowing part of 2 is
Yeah.
important to 2, and they put it in the
Yeah.
opposite direction. So I'm ignoring
Yeah, don't.
the
go-
video version.
If you
of
care about it, go back and watch it after 2.
We'll see.
So
At this point, I'm just...
yeah,
If you care.
At this
It-
point, I'm
honest-
into the mainline games, and if
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense after that, then I don't think they've done their job properly.
That's-
Like,
they-
2 makes
that's
sense.
true.
They don't. Like there's so many side games. Birth by Sleep makes like a huge difference in the entire game. Even that really dumb DS RE com game.
Yeah,
That is
are
import-
recoded.
Are recoded. Yeah, that's apparently important.
But this
to
is
the
my
story.
thing. Like, Kingdom Hearts 2 has done a fairly good job of, like, in Chain of Memories, you climb into this castle and start losing memories and all
Yep.
of that jazz. Having not played it, this number 2 does do a good job of, like, remember when we were chasing Pluto? What happened after that? No one remembers. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I don't actually have to know I climbed that thing, because they will subsequently explain the process.
There
of
is a
those
scene.
things.
Oh,
There is
okay.
at some point in time they do explain a little bit more of Chain of Memories of
Yeah.
why that Castle Oblivion exists.
But that's my piece. Is like, as long as they explain it in 2, I'm good. Your
You're
mainline
not gonna get to
games,
it. You're not going to get into.
no, but but your mainline games should explain this stuff,
Sorry.
and if they don't, then I don't need it.
Sorry, you don't get that explanation in 2.
But then I'm not getting it, so I don't care.
It's in a later title.
Is
that
it
they
in
ex-
3?
No.
Then I'm not getting it,
You're not
and I
getting it.
don't care at this point. Like, I really don't. If you can't put it in your mainline games, I'm not caring at this
I
point.
think it was between Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 0.8 or something like that.
Yeah, because I have them all, but all the side stuff just, it's not the same.
I think what bothers like new players like you
Yeah.
is that all those side stories
Yeah.
are canonical and very relevant to the overarching story of Kingdom Hearts.
But I haven't found that. Like, I can play 2 without playing anything else so far, and I'm in it.
Well, I think So Kingdom Hearts is in the same situation that Metal Gear was always in, where Kojima would always make a really dumb game and then make a game following that to rationalize why that dumb story existed. Kingdom Hearts is a lot like that, where they made Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yep.
It was wildly successful.
Yep.
Didn't realize it was going to be so wildly successful, and then started bolting on stories after the fact to explain why things are that way, but then creating additional like question marks of like, but why does that exist in that game?
Yeah,
And
we'll see.
it's very much that way, where like they created a really popular game and then added story later in future titles. In
Sure,
future.
but that's my
Feels
thing.
like,
It's
feels
like,
like Overwatch.
like I feel like 2 has done like that was my thing. Was I'm like if I start playing 2 and I really don't understand what's going on, I'm done. Like
2 is actually
I'm
not
out.
too bad.
But
2,
2's done a good job of like
Kingdom Hearts at
I'm
the end
in.
of
It's explaining all of the pieces that I needed to explain to know
Yeah.
what's going on. So,
so,
I'm good.
so Kingdom Hearts, if you boil it down, Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3, you could probably get away with the core story.
That's what's gonna happen. Because
So,
I'm skipping all the.
There's a
other
lot
stuff.
of other like weird in between stuff that
Yeah.
you're not gonna get, but
That's fine.
at the end of the day, yeah, Kingdom Hearts
want
1, 2, 3, not too bad. I would argue that also Birth by Sleep is pretty good too. And I don't know if you get to play that one in your collection or if it's a
I have no
movie.
idea. I don't know.
Birth by Sleep was pretty good.
We'll never know. I'm gonna finish 2 and go to 3.
Let's continue on. Continue forward.
I'm trying to remember what the ending of 2 was.
I don't know yet. I just became.
And how it, I'm just trying to think of how it connects.
I
Because
got
I
to
remember how
Yen
3
Sid's-
starts.
I got to Yen Sid's tower, and now we're in Mulan.
Oh, you're going to be real confused.
What?
Because the ending of 2 does not connect with 3.
That's fine.
It does not connect
And
with
then
3
again,
at
like
all.
I said, then
it
I
does
won't-
not connect with 3 at all.
Then I won't play 3.
Oh, yo. You're going to boot up 3 and be like, where am I?
And again, that's their problem.
Yes,
Because again, and if all of their games came out on actual consoles,
Yes.
it'd be different. But all of their stuff came out on like
Everything else.
the handheld stuff, and I'm like, you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
expect me to
Even,
follow
even
your.
that phone game
Yeah, like that's the thing is you
That
can't expect
phone-
me to follow
The
your
phone game's
series.
canon too.
Oh yes.
is the phone, that Kingdom Hearts X Union or something.
Yeah,
It's
so that's my
very
thing is I'm
canon.
like if I'm expected to follow you through all of these systems that I never owned, I'm not doing it. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna play the mainline games and
You're-
I'll be happy
They-
because I'm also just not watching cinematics
Ah.
without gameplay.
You're not watching the cinematics?
No, well, no, like
Oh.
in the the.
Oh, the movie.
You're not gonna, like,
go to
the movie
YouTube or
vibes, the
something.
movie-ized
well,
version.
no, there's collections in that.
Oh, there's
collection.
collections. Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
So it's
So when
like
I
Ari
bought-
Coded is like its own movie. You don't
When
have
I
to play
bought
through it.
whatever it was, the complete collection of Kingdom Hearts, because it was on sale for stupidly cheap, you get one.
yeah.
Then the next game, which they 3Dified and I couldn't stand. Then
Chain
the
of
next
Memories.
one is legitimately just
movie.
videos. It's all the cinematics
So
Oh, really?
Yeah, some of the games
because
they
they
don't.
didn't translate the game over.
Oh,
Right,
jeez.
it's a lot. It made it a lot more work for them,
Yeah.
so they just made it a movie. So it was 358 over 2 is a movie.
Yeah.
Ari Coded is a movie. I want to say Birth by Sleep they turned into a movie.
Because yeah, it's just
maybe?
cinematics. It's not like they even
Yeah,
patched in other movie pieces.
It's
It's just
just-
like here's this cinematic and then cut next cinematic, and you're
I'd
like,
be interested to see what the 358 one looks like because I experienced that on a handheld and
Yeah,
it was
so-
very low resolution
so
and
is
very
this-
shitty.
So is this one.
That was a real low
It's the same.
video.
Yeah.
Ugh. They didn't even like bother to upres it.
It might be up-resed, but like it still doesn't fix those character models in those videos. Were
It-
still
that screen on the DS was real bad though.
yeah.
So I'd be interested to see how that looks. Not that I care enough.
Either way,
I don't want to go back into Kingdom Hearts. I've already gotten out of it.
I'm happy with Kingdom Hearts 2 because yes, it is explaining everything I needed to explain.
It will, and I think 3 will do that. But like that jarring scene of like starting 3 will throw you off. It's like,
Yeah, but that was 2 when you started and you're
2
a completely different person and you're like, okay. So
yeah. Hopefully it's not too bad. I don't know because I'm in a situation where I knew
we will find out
I'm.
if I ever finish 2.
It's a
Because
long.
if it has
it's
a
long.
if it has a boss fight like the first one, then
I will say that boss fight is very satisfying. It's a very cinematic boss fight. It was. I had a lot of fun with that final boss fight in
Alright.
2. So I did like that.
because the first one's really just smack smack run away, smack smack
No, this
run
is
away,
a-
smack smack run away.
It is
smack,
a little
smack,
bit of
run
like
away.
that, but it was still a lot more fun. I think
Smack, smack, run
that
away.
entire
smack smack run away. Donald dies. Smack smack run
I know
away.
Donald always dies.
So does Goofy. All they do is attack. There's no like.
I know, like
Strategy.
you tell them to like more defensive stuff, and they still die.
Yeah, well, because all they do, it's like, oh, I can hit him, so they're hitting him, and then he like winds up for an attack, and you're like,
Run away!
boys, there's a reason I'm back here, dead.
Yeah, the AI,
Dodge.
they never fixed that in 3.
And the only reason Goofy ever survives longer than Donald is because he has more health. Like,
Or more defense because he's got a shield.
he's got a shield.
He's got a shield. He's meant to. He's
Well,
meant to
Donald's
live
the
long.
magic user, so he
Yeah.
dies faster.
He's squishy.
He's squishy.
Kingdom
and
Hearts. Anyways.
NHL 19.
NHL is it's a hockey game.
We are on season
X.
7,
I don't know.
and we have
We're not
achieved
division.
Division
No, we got
si-
Division
We're not in Division 5 yet. We have to finish this season.
Oh, right.
We will achieve Division 5 next.
If we win the
think
next
so.
game, we're automatically in.
Yes.
That's how it works. It doesn't. Me and my brother tested that out. When we
Right.
went on our 4-game win streak.
Oh,
And
like
if you win the title,
if
there's
you win-
no reason to play any more of that
Right,
season.
so
So
you
your
just
10
go.
games are.
null and void, and you go to the next one. Yeah. So either way, we do have logos on our jerseys now. We have
And
logo-
helmet.
We have logos on our helmets.
I
We
can't
got
wait till we get the big crest on the.
we got
ice
a
rink.
bigger. We might never get that, Brian.
Is it a rare drop?
It's a.
Probably.
We don't know.
It's an ultra rare.
So, and that's again my only problem with that game is for the club
We need
bags.
shoulder stuff too.
We need shoulder
Yeah.
like logos, pant logos. Like that's my only problem with the game is like we reached level 25 yesterday. You think there would be something
Big and spectacular.
bigger in the bag? Like every 5 levels get something kind of
Confetti.
crazy.
Still random.
And we got like a mascot head, which was cool, but we already have mascots and all of that jazz. Like
Yeah.
we didn't get anything big, and it would be nice. Like you get to level 5, you get a logo, like you get your crest. You get to level 20, you get the logo on the ice. Like
Guaranteed.
guaranteed, like
unlocks.
if you hit this level with your club, you're gonna get this,
Yeah.
and
I'm
that's not
surprised.
in the game.
I'm surprised.
Me too. That's my only big shock is that
There's no satisfying.
there's no like
landmarks.
Well, we play guys
Yeah,
that don't have
yeah.
even
Like
logos
level
on their
and
jerseys and they're higher level than us.
Yeah.
right. Like there's guys who are higher level than us, and they still don't have their crest on their.
They have just very simple jerseys.
Well, they have to be. There's no
Yeah,
like.
there's nothing else to do.
So people go with zany colors instead of a
Bright
crest.
colors.
Neon green.
Oh,
and
yeah.
pink.
Oh
We've-
yeah, we've.
We've run into them.
We are black and red,
That's very standard. in
and then
race.
like white for our home jerseys with the black and the red. Well, because we're lumberjacks, so we chose plaid colors.
Yes.
And then we played, and Chris
So-
got booted out of it, but we played
The
I got booted a lot.
the men with wood or
Men
something
with
like
wood.
that. But they also were the lumberjacks with the exact same logo, but they had gone for the like blue green plaid.
So
Yeah.
like
Alright.
Vancouver.
Yeah,
all right.
darker, a bit darker than that.
Yeah.
And then so they went for that plaid look, and it was kind of funny because it's like
The lumberjacks.
the lumberjacks have the puck. The lumberjacks have gotten a penalty. This is, and you're going like Nick's
Who?
confused. What's going on?
Did I get a penalty?
Who got the penalty?
Who's on first?
Brian kept getting penalties because he tried to murder people against the board. So the best part is
You
if
need
Brian gets
consent.
a penalty for hitting someone into the boards,
Starts a fight.
it starts a fight. It initiates a fight.
All right.
The fighting gets you a 5-minute penalty. The checking from behind gets you a 2-minute penalty. He
Okay.
can't serve both, so he would go off the ice for 5 minutes, and Chris's brother Kyle would go off the ice for 2.
For no reason.
For no reason, it would just take Kyle off the ice.
Every time.
Yep,
Because it happened previously to us too, where I got a penalty
it always
for
takes
the same
Kyle.
thing. It takes Kyle.
That's weird.
Kyle always is he's our guy who sits off the
It
ice.
might be because he's a right winger.
It might be. Either way, it was very funny because every time Brian screwed up with his body checks and trying to murder
No, he
people.
did it once.
twice. No, I did it
Because
twice.
the second time was legal.
Oh yeah, you didn't get the
Oh,
penalty that time.
right.
You got the penalty for
But it
fighting.
started a
oh,
fight.
No.
No, it initiated a fight, but they never accepted it.
Oh,
Fight
that
me.
time. No, he
Fight
sent
me, you
Kyle to the
cowards.
box
I'm pretty,
twice.
I'm pretty sure I brought Kyle
You
to the
did.
box twice.
Wait, you fought Kyle
Last night
No, I just brought him to the box
Oh.
because of
I
his
got a
extra
fight.
penalty. Yeah, he did it twice last night.
Pretty
I've
sure I
also
did
taken
twice.
Kyle to the
Fight
you've
me, you
taken Kyle to
cowards.
the
I have.
box.
Fight me, you
That
cowards.
was an interference call.
That was an interference call. Yeah, so either way, it's quite funny because Kyle just gets to like sit
Hang
there.
out.
Yeah, but we did beat
You
the
got
men
to
with
eat
wood.
supper. So.
Yes,
We were the better lumberjacks.
we were the better lumberjacks.
You handled wood better than they
We
could.
did. We drove our logs harder than they held theirs. So
Would you say that your logs
We
are a cut above the
castrated
rest?
them. We castrated them. That's right.
Yeah.
Would you say your wood is a cut above the rest?
huh?
Ah.
So
You're getting better.
what?
Yeah, we
We're
are.
getting yeah.
We are
That's
getting
good.
better, and it's
I
one
think
of
I'm
those.
understanding my position better too.
Less checking, more scoring.
Not as many odd man rushes.
Yeah, and that's a big.
Well,
piece
there are
is-
odd man rushes, but we know how to handle them.
Yes, we know how to deal with that.
That's the pieces.
Hit
The
'em.
more we played,
Yeah.
and like I said last night, we started off and we just got routed.
It was horrendous.
We haven't gotten routed for a long.
No.
No.
And I think we were all just kind of like, let's play hockey.
Were we?
I think we were all kind of tired when
I
we
just
started.
got home when I turned it on, so
I think we were all kind of tired when we started, and then it was just
Yeah.
and then we switched roles, and that helped a
That
little
helped.
bit.
That helped.
Like we kind of got back in the groove, and then Kyle joined, so we had to go from 3-on-3 to 6-on-6. Because if we stay on 3-on-3, one of us has to be goalie, and that's never a good idea.
Yeah.
So.
Like no one plays with a person goalie. Everyone plays with an AI goalie.
Yeah.
I would play
We've only
goalie.
seen maybe one or two games with a.
Well,
see
if you pick a goalie, you can match with other people who
Oh,
have
I
picked
see.
goalie. That's why we don't play against people who have picked goalie.
I,
But
I wouldn't mind being a goalie.
I wouldn't mind either if the controls were like I say.
Oh yeah, that's like RNG, like
Yeah.
you mentioned last time.
It's still a little. It's still too random. So either way, we picked back up last night and got back into it. We had like an 8-game streak for a while there.
I
Yeah.
we lost again.
Huh?
That's fine. Then we lost again.
Yeah, but not like a blowout.
Yeah, it was just like 3-1, right?
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, as long as it's not 12-1. See, I
Yikes.
got it right this time.
Don't lose. Pro tip: don't lose.
You're gonna lose.
Our record is
Play
getting up to
better.
500.
Play better. Pro tip: score more points.
Yeah, we're at 25 wins, 35 losses, and 2 ties.
No, we're not that high. It's not that high. It's like 22 and 23 or 33.
Is it?
Something like that, yeah.
So either way, we're getting there. That's
Getting
what I've
there.
played.
Hockey.
Okay, well, I'll continue on from that then.
Dunn, go, Chris.
To kind of finish up with the NHL, I guess, did the circuits.
Yep.
Finished the Eastern Conference finally.
Oh, I should do the circuits.
Trophies.
How's Diablo though? You need to get Diablo
No,
first.
that goes in spurts. If I'm in the mood to play it, I'll do it, and I know I'm making progress every time.
What system are you playing on for Diablo?
PlayStation 4.
PlayStation.
Kyle plays that too.
We used to play
We
I
did.
know
We
on
found
the
out that
You played Diablo too.
No, he wants to play Diablo on the Switch.
But I can't play with you guys.
Right. None of us can play with each other if we all get it on different systems.
That's
Pretty much.
and we'll never. That will never
we,
happen.
we actually found out about that with the bounties. It helps to go into different. We help each other
Oh,
out.
yeah.
So if I play into his game, well, this bounty is easy. I'll go this way, you go that way, and then for the 5th one, which is usually a boss, we'll meet up because it pulls you into it, and it still counts for both, even though it's his game. Counts for me too. Yeah. So we started doing that for a while, which made it go a little faster.
I mean, it incentivizes you for a little bit more teamwork stuff, right?
Well, no, we didn't need to because it was
Oh, you
set
guys
on
could've
it was
just-
set on a okay difficulty where we could run our own bounties and then meet up for the final one. But yeah, so circuits, and then I found out there's a 3rd circuit. I don't know how you unlock that trophy.
Like in threes?
No, yes.
There's a 3rd circuit?
There's a secret 3rd circuit once you beat all the other 2.
Circuits. Do you have to like
So
you
cheat
have to
codes.
get all the stars for?
Well, I
all
did
circuits?
because I play on pro,
Oh,
so
right.
it's not overly hard.
Yeah.
Because I've actually figured out helping with the ones and playing with you guys. I know how to score now.
Yeah.
So no,
That's how I do it, Tony.
Yes.
Or
no. It's
Shoot as hard as you can. That's my.
There's
that's
a
my motto.
strategy to
That's a
it.
motto.
No, it's called the Legends.
Oh, okay.
And the other one in the Eastern is go through the NHL teams and
Yeah.
beat each team. Legends is the entire league, including old teams.
Oh, cool.
So you got Hartford and
You'll face
all that.
Gretzky and Messier and those guys at some point.
Probably
You're gonna get messed up.
Maybe we'll see.
But you get to play with mascots.
I don't play with mascots. I play with the real players.
Psh.
Real players are better.
There's no other way to play but with mascots.
The real players are better.
I know they are, but it's no
The,
fun.
the heroes.
Yeah.
Even though they try and get me to do the superstar to get unlock the hero, I'm like, I don't care.
I still have no idea what Dallas's mascot is. Is it like a drop of
It's like an
green?
alien.
Oh.
Wait until you see Philadelphia's.
It's Philadelphia.
Gritty.
Gritty.
I don't
I'll bring up
remember
a picture of
Okay.
Gritty.
I
You
love
keep
Gritty.
talking.
Love Gritty. So
Gritty's amazing.
Weird.
Love Gritty. Great mascot.
He throws axes like on point.
He throws axes?
Well, no, he did a thing,
Oh, like
and he
yeah.
threw
Yeah, the
threw
reveal.
2, and they were like really close to each other.
That's cool.
He's crazy.
Love Gritty.
Yeah, so that was NHL.
Oh yes, I know. I see. Yes. He's so
Kind of looks
cute.
like a
He's a giant
Muppet.
Muppet. It's fine. Yep.
Okay.
It's better than ours.
Yes, I don't
Mar-
know.
wasn't ours a tiger or
It's a
something?
lynx.
It's a lynx.
Lynx.
That they actually tried to make look like a lynx.
I know. You have to mascots. You got to go cartoony.
Yeah, go with the
No, not overly.
but go with googly eyes.
yeah.
What is this? This you
looks-
had googly eyes, and
Yeah.
we're game.
And I don't like that they added this part of the links.
I'm fine with that.
I don't
That
like
looks
it.
cool.
Some googly eyes, and we're good to
I
go.
think it's fine.
I don't like
I
it.
don't like Hunter.
Critics.
Look, it's Hunter and Gritty.
Orangey. It's a lot of orangey. Yes.
Anyways,
So, and then the last time I'll speak to it, Spyro 2. Platinumed it finally.
Yay!
That didn't actually take as long as I thought it would. Turned out I did need to 100% the game
to
to get it.
get it.
Didn't think I had to, but not going after 3 right now. I'm taking a break from the Spyro universe. Well, I don't want to jump into anything right now because Borderlands 3 comes out in a couple weeks.
I still
So I
have
don't
not
want-
beat Borderlands 1.
I don't really want to jump into anything right now.
Yeah, I'm very inclined to play Borderlands 3, even after all the Randy Pitchford shit.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yes.
Shoot a gun that shoots guns.
Yes. Bazillion guns.
All right.
It's like Gary's mod, but on crack.
They showed it. It's like a bazooka. It's not an actual offensive weapon. It's a
Yep.
shoot at the ground in front of your friends, and it shoots a whole bunch of guns out for them.
Just like real life.
Or guns that have legs and go run around.
I would just shoot at people.
Stick it to their body and then guns everywhere. Just
No, you
like-
probably hurt them. Don't do
Good.
that. Don't do that.
Are we all getting Borderlands? Can we all get Borderlands?
I'm gonna get it. I just haven't done 1 or 2 yet.
Oh, you might need
Can I
to
just
learn
jump into 3?
Let's
You
just jump
you can
in.
just jump into it.
The only thing you would need to know is the characters, because characters
Yeah.
carry over.
Okay,
Yeah,
maybe
the
I'll just
story
read
the
about
story
them.
doesn't, but the characters do.
Again, though, if they don't reintroduce them in a way that is
Oh, right.
They
They
might
will.
not.
Like
'Cause-
from the first one.
The first one they didn't do.
Because
From
this is all
from
co-op
first
too,
to-
right?
from first to second, the characters that you played in first become kind of the heroes, of the legends.
NPCs. They become NPCs, essentially.
Yeah.
For
Oh,
two.
They're,
okay.
they're the legends that
Okay.
they did this.
Yeah.
We'll
That's
watch
like
a-
Diablo.
We'll
kinda.
watch a YouTube video.
Watch a YouTube video.
And
I tried that
and
with
then,
Kingdom Hearts, it
and
didn't
then
work.
they've already showed the trailers. There's the two characters
Yeah,
from
you
two.
Siren's
skip over the
back.
Kingdom
Two to
Hearts
three.
stuff.
Siren's
The
back.
Telltale game will probably have something to do with
Yeah,
it.
Really?
it is canon. Yeah, the Telltale game is
The
canon.
pre-sequel
Let's
will
just
have
skip to 3.
We'll just skip
the
3.
pre-sequel will have something to do with it.
I heard pre-sequel is a good game.
I liked it. Some people don't because of the air quality situation,
Air quality. I have no idea.
the
what
lack
that's about.
thereof.
It takes place
You-
on the moon, and there's an air.
There is
meter.
one level where you run around on the moon, and it's
You can
very
suffocate and
dependent.
die.
Yes. So you go into these little buildings, or you find the air spot, and you just refill it.
Dumb.
Some people are not a fan of it.
I just don't like that.
Can't
game,
wait for
no.
it to come back in 3.
Yeah. Be on Mars this time.
Well, we don't know because there's different maps in
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, we'll just skip to
Yeah,
3.
pre-sequel is just like a very blip off.
Yeah.
It
We
adds
touched
more to the
one.
story.
It does
It's,
add.
it's like
In all
Kingdom
honesty,
Hearts, where-
that was as
in
far as
in
I've
that
ever
sense,
gotten
kind
in
of.
one.
Hello.
Oh,
And I've
Same thing with
replayed that
Tails.
game 12 times.
Yeah.
Which game?
Well, the first one. Brian and I have got the furthest I've ever gotten,
I remember
which is out of
breaking.
the first map area.
I still remember
Yeah.
breaking Borderlands 1 by making the soldier class with the turret. I would have the turret regenerate my grenades when I'm around it, and I would throw out the grenades that would heal me.
You just run around until you heal
Until
yourself.
yeah, exactly.
you're-
I just throw the turret out, stand in front of the turret, throw the grenades.
It's just a waiting game until the other guy dies.
Correct. And then max out the cooldown on the turret so I can do it again.
Go.
Because I'm assuming we're still hunting for something, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Some sort of treasure?
Who knows at this
Who
point?
knows at this
Well,
point,
with
Were we
one, the
hunting
one,
for a vault?
the ending-
Yeah.
the one, the villain was by itself. It was kind
ending
you
of
were
2
after a treasure.
Yeah.
So you're going.
Two,
You
the villain ties into 3 separate games.
but- okay.
right, and so the
And
ending
this
of,
one for
We'll
3,
just
I
play
believe,
3.
ties
Okay.
is they're a cult dedicated
watch
to
YouTube
him.
right, and so the ending of 2, to catch you guys up briefly, reveals that there's multiple vaults on multiple different planets, and then that was the ending.
Oh, so we're just going vault hunting.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're just like
That was the first one. Is you go.
No, that was the
vault-
second one.
we're just like Indiana
First one,
Jones.
you're going
vault
after
the
a
first
vault.
one.
Yeah, but like in
Like
the
a
second one, you find out more. Like
dystopian
you find a
Indiana
map
Jones.
to like all the
Yes,
other.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be short round.
Okay.
I don't even know what the classes are for Borderlands 3.
I'll be the small Chinese boy that helps
You're
out
not
Indiana
gonna,
Jones.
You're not gonna. You're
I'll
gonna
be
be
the annoying
disappointed.
lady.
You're gonna be real disappointed, you guys.
Hey, lady, no time for love. We got company.
Seriously, the only good time.
He does a better Chinese accent than I.
Oh, I see now.
I can't do
Me
a Chinese
too.
accent.
How can you not do a Chinese accent?
Because I'm white.
Your parents speak Chinese.
I know, but they
You grew up with them.
I think it's just a Brian exclusive problem.
maybe yeah.
Maybe.
I don't do accents.
I
period.
would not do accents in front of your parents.
No,
'cause
that's
God,
okay.
God, but
That's
you know.
okay. My parent. Well, no, not my parents. I can't do accents. Period. I can't do Australian, British, whatever.
That's okay.
You
Your
don't-
parents speak with Chinese accents.
It's okay.
You go to the dollar store and you go buy something nice for 50 cents off. You take that 50 cents, you go to the dollar store and then
I'm
you
glad
buy
he's the
something
one doing
nice.
the rest of this. I was just doing a short round quote, so it was not racist.
I
don't consider that racist.
Here,
I consider that
and then you
comedy.
go to another store
Because
and then you go
it's
to
a
the dollar store and you
stereotype
buy yourself
That
something
it's
nice.
okay to make fun of.
Anywho,
Anyways.
You cheat real big, me cheat real small. Oh, Shorty. I love that movie.
so
Oh, I thought you-
because of Borderlands 3, I'm not playing any games right now.
Oh, okay.
I think that's
what we were up.
because Borderlands is October, right?
Borderlands 3?
Yeah.
I think I thought it was September 13th.
Good God, we have to get into that.
Oh my
No.
gosh.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Start the pre-installation.
Something like that. I thought
Oh, look.
I haven't even
Fact check.
pre-purchased it.
it might be October. Maybe
I-
I have
all-
time to play something else.
All I know is November is my month of like I'm screwed.
November. I was. What game was coming out? in
Death
Maybe it
November?
was
Stranding.
October 20th.
No, it was not that.
Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Not that.
Not that. Something
I
else
don't
has
care.
happened.
Warcraft 3 Reforged.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure it's coming out. It hasn't been announced, but
Brian's hoping.
I'm hoping.
Wishful thinking.
Warcraft 3 Classic.
People are playing that still.
Warcraft 3 Classic.
No, that's just the original.
No,
Sorry.
November is my Death Stranding slash.
Did you figure it out?
No, keep going. I'll
Continue.
update you
Okay.
when I get.
And then I started watching The Umbrella Academy.
Oh yeah.
I like that show.
I should watch.
I'm
that.
excited.
Good
to see-
character development. in
Right.
that.
Really good.
I'm not done. I'm like on episode.
Where-
My coworker
7.
enjoyed it enough. He started finding all the back catalog comics.
They're hard to find.
He got them all online.
Yeah, you have to find them online because the physical copies of those comics, like,
I just watched 6.
yeah. So what was the last thing that happened? Again,
It's the
this
day-
whole Netflix conversation. What was the last thing that happened? I don't want to tell
I haven't
you.
seen it yet.
So the spoilers. It's the day that didn't happen.
Oh, okay, that one. That
Have you
was a
watched
cool
Umbrella
episode.
Academy? I want to
That
watch
was
it.
That was a cool episode.
I am gonna watch it.
It's definitely a great show. If you
It's
haven't.
kind of disappointing that it didn't happen. For
It
some of the things
does-
that happened in it, but
Like I'm 50-50 on that one now. Just because
it's a good show. Like
Umbrella
it's
Academy?
good character development. And the way you describe the boys,
Yes.
it feels like this is a more toned down version of this because it gives a more realistic
Right.
feel to these characters. They have problems.
Right.
Oh.
And the most real, like the only character with superpowers is like that
They
one.
all have superpowers.
Well, the one. Okay, sorry. The one that actually makes the most story sense.
September 13th.
It's a chimpanzee.
Oh
Sorry,
no,
chimpanzee.
he's not really a power.
All I know is that
no, he
he's
is,
on
but
the
he
cover.
isn't. September.
September 13th.
That's pretty. That's really soon.
Jeez Louise,
that's
that's
like
coming
in
up
2
soon.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jeez.
Uh huh.
Shit.
Good.
I was gonna pick up answer.
Which one do you think has a?
The time travel one.
They all have power.
I know they all have powers,
But not.
but he's the one that
Superman's
like
powers.
I am more vested interest in my mind.
I really wish the one that turns into a monster was around more often.
That costs money.
Beast
yo,
Boy.
It's very expensive. Yes.
No, there's a reason why he's not there.
'cause he
Well, it is.
costs too
A,
much
it
money.
is, but I think narratively speaking, he does.
Yeah.
Like he's not in the
Oh.
original comics. Like
Oh.
it's
Oh,
accurate.
I see.
Well,
But I think we'll see more of him in the next season.
Maybe. We'll see.
Because yeah, the boys for me, like that's my thing now with
I also
Umbrella
like
Academy.
that actor. That actor pulls that role.
Like watching the trailers for Umbrella Academy, I'm like,
Yeah.
Is it very much like the
Like
boys?
his act.
no,
like-
but the
my
boys
wife
I
was
feel
watching
Didn't
is
do much.
trailer
No, but
wise, like
no. Like
it feels
when
like
you
it's
see it, spoilers.
they've spent
When
some
you see him
money.
on screen, he's good.
Yeah.
Is this the one that's Ellen Page is
yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, she was probably the weakest point in the entire.
I would say
Oh,
so
really?
far. Yes.
It's a shame.
She was super weak.
Like I said, it is.
There's
I think if you like the boys, you would like this.
Ellen Page's
Because
character.
it I know you said like in the boys they have drug problems. They
Yes.
have the same thing. One of them has drug problems. One has family problems.
They all have their own problems.
They all have their own little thing going on.
One's
One's still
drug-
attached to what they were as children.
Oh yeah.
One's drugs. One can't let go of the past. One is like
Family.
family. The other's like fame. Like there's all of them have their own-
Arrogance. was
Arrogance,
another-
I think the spectacle of the boys is a big part of it too. Like I'm just not getting that out of the Umbrella Academy trailer.
Yeah, the
stuff.
and that's partly part and part with like Netflix's quality of like,
Right,
We
like,
want to do
that's my-
superhero
right.
stuff, but we're gonna do that weird awkward jump cut of like where they jump really high and then the next shot is them.
Not
they-
really with this though.
Better than like a Jessica Jones
It's
esque.
way better than Jessica Jones.
Oh, it looks like there was money put into this.
There was- It's way better than Jessica Jones.
Because like I'm not getting quite that from.
But it's very much. It's not a
It's
story
a closer to home thing
jumps.
than-
There was a
Oh.
guy that jumps through
time and space
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
space mainly, and it's just he has to dodge something.
So the big thing about the way I would describe this, the Umbrella Academy, is that yes, these characters all have superpowers, but it's not really about their superpowers at all. It's about their character, the dynamic, the family that they're creating
Right.
between each other, more so than their powers. It's more like their powers were like on the back burner, even
Kind
though they
of.
still have it. Because there's always like, oh, we know that guy's got super strength, but
Well,
he's not doing
they're
anything.
trying
that
some-
person can do like mind
And
stuff and
everybody-
telekinetic stuff, but
It's
she doesn't really
adult
use it.
stuff.
Yeah, it's like it's a real
There's
life
one
story.
that doesn't want to use their power.
right.
Right.
Like they could do stuff, but they don't want to.
Yeah.
Because they've seen what it does.
So it's a very real, grounded.
It
family
interested me.
story. Whereas I don't know much about the boys, but it seems
From
like
what
a
I've
lot
heard,
more
it's the
spectacle.
exact same thing, but you step up the goriness and
More spectacle.
More spectacle, and they're run by a corporation, so you get the company.
you don't. It's
aspect.
not that. It's just
They're Professor
their
X. anyway.
dad.
Yeah,
Dad was running
Oh.
the
they're
show.
Professor X.
Essentially,
they're
it's like a
It's-
jerk Professor X.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
This
it's like
one-
the Xavier School,
Dad
the
didn't
Umbrella
have power.
Academy.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one's
And he was not comforting or warming as Professor X is.
The Boys is the corporation of superheroes and people with superpowers, and also the fact that, like, again, it's like the Justice League knowing they're the Justice League. So when you watch a Justice League cartoon, Batman's like, we have to do this, and Superman, like, we have to do this for the good of mankind, sort of thing.
Yeah.
This is like, we have to do this for the good of the PR of the company.
That sounds like a
Or-
lot of fun.
Yeah.
We have to do this for, like, the good of my branding, or, like,
Yeah.
I'm a superhero, so clearly you got to
That
do what I
actually sounds
say.
like One Punch Man a little bit.
Yeah.
It sounds like a One Punch Man a little bit, where it's like we have hero status, but this crime is too low for us to deal with,
Oh, they
so
have,
we won't
like,
deal with it
that's
unless
part of
it's
it
like
is-
bigger or higher.
Yeah.
They had people, like, they have an analytics team that's like, crime is going to happen in this area, and these are high profile enough for you to, like, so they get a clipboard
yeah,
of,
One
like,
Punch
yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
like
That
you
is
get a
one-
clipboard of, like, the place you're going to patrol and, like, the 3 crimes you're going to stop that night, and you're going, like, well, if you know the crimes are going to happen, why
What is
aren't
Minority
Why not
reporting
just
this?
prevent it?
well, why aren't you calling the police to be there in the first place, or telling
I'm
someone
assuming
else
that's
to,
part of the narrative.
that's part of the narrative sort
Oh,
of
I
thing,
see.
is like,
That is One Punch Man if I ever heard of it.
but then the
Yeah.
other part too is, like, the fastest man alive has shoe deals, so he has to stay the fastest man alive. Like, imagine the Flash.
Oh yeah.
His shoes are brought to you by Nike. If he wants to keep that going, he has to stay the fastest man.
'cause there's
So
someone
if
else
faster.
So there's other fast people around the world. So if he becomes, like, speedster number 2, he loses that promo. He's off the
Sponsorship
team.
and-
like, there's all, like, that's the corporation part of the
That is
boys.
very much like One Punch Man.
And then the other half of the boys is the non-soups, who have this vendetta against certain people in the 7, which is their Justice League. Like, they have this vendetta out against them, and how do you kill an
A super-
unkillable?
How do you kill Superman?
How do you kill Superman?
Stab him.
with kryptonite.
Well, there's no kryptonite in this,
Stab him a lot.
and technically, they're Superman. Like, he's not an alien. His name's Homelander for a reason.
He's
like,
a dude.
He's
He's
from
from-
America. Yeah,
Stab him a lot.
like, his name's
I don't know.
Homelander because he's from the U.S. So
Kill him
he's-
off of America's soil. I don't know. That's his weakness. His Americans.
Take
So-
me to international waters. And
Speaking of which, I need to tell you, there's a One Punch Man video game, and
I've heard of yeah.
the premise of it is great. It'll be lost on these guys, so I'll tell you later.
But yeah, like the Umbrella Academy, I felt like from even the trailers it was more of a, like, the family dynamic of stuff. Whereas, The Boys is very much the corporation. Like, most of them don't like each other sort of thing, but they have to deal with each other because they're on a team.
But
I do need to watch this.
But even
Boys,
with like you said, it's a family thing with the Umbrella Company.
Yeah.
It's starting out as, well, we're back together.
And not really wanting to be, right?
Yes.
They're there for a reason.
Yeah.
It's in the trailers.
Yeah, I caught the trailer.
It's in the trailer. The
Yeah,
reason
but
why they're
as
back
the
together.
season is going on, okay, well, there's these small little team ups that are there
Yeah.
going off, and
Yeah.
the groups are slowly getting bigger. You obviously to build to a point of
There's something bigger happening.
Yeah.
they got to
The ending is
team up.
really plot twisty. Well, not plot twisty. Like
Well,
it's very
the second
it's very
season coming
cliffhangery. Is what is my
Well,
Second
it's the
season.
second season.
Yeah. It's a
You got to get
huge-
people to resubscribe to your Netflix.
I know, right? You're gonna lose them real quick, real fast,
Yeah.
real soon.
So many other competition.
One competition.
Then I watched a couple of movies.
What's up?
Watched Pet Cemetery,
Ooh.
the old one.
Ooh, the original.
How was
The
that?
original.
My wife watched that. She did not have a good time.
Which
when she
one,
was a kid.
first or second?
The first one.
Oh.
She was.
I find
mortified
they're
as a kid.
almost different styles of movies.
Is it?
Where the newer one went for a more serial
Did you watch the
killer
new one
type
first?
thing. I watched the new one first.
Okay.
Where the new one went like a serial killer type thing, where this one is more zombie-ish.
Demonic.
Okay.
Like they still could think
I
for
thought-
themselves,
see,
but
I
it's
thought
very zombie-ish.
From the promo stuff from Pet Sem, like the new one, it looked like that, the zombie kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, because they're calculating in a way.
Oh,
You
Oh,
can
I-
see
I
them
don't know.
slowly losing their mind,
Oh.
but
Cool.
I find it was two different ways of doing it. I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And then that's one of those ones you got to read the book now to see what King was actually like.
Kind of.
Go-
What
Going
he wrote.
for-
Yeah.
It's kind of like it.
Yeah.
Well, he found. I think I said this one. He found it was the hardest.
One to adapt or
Well, no, it was the weird. He had trouble writing it because he was having. There's things that happen.
was he
and
going
it's-
through withdrawals of cocaine?
He might have been.
Because that's how he wrote most of his other stories.
But
Yeah,
he, no,
he
he
was
the stuff he
tripping.
wrote was very.
Oh yeah.
Drugs.
In this one, so I don't know.
I don't think Stephen King remembers much of how he wrote most of his books.
No.
Probably not. Yeah.
I wrote that.
Oh,
book?
he's admitted to it. Like it's not even a secret. Stephen King is
No.
they're like,
He did a cameo in this one though.
Oh, did he?
He didn't do it in a new one.
yeah, that's nice though. I
He
don't
did a
need
cameo
Stephen
in this.
King and
He probably doesn't even remember the cameo.
maybe.
Maybe not.
But that's the piece is like he's admitted to the amount of cocaine he used while writing like The Shining and It and all. So any of scenes that are like completely messed up, he was on a mass
was
amount
on
of
a-
drugs at that point. Like not a like, oh I need a pick me up. Okay, things
Yeah.
got a little weird. It was like a the bag exploded and he's like,
He snorted with both noses.
yeah.
Both
What if
He's just in like fumes of like.
it's the Brooklyn Nine-Nine thing where it's like what like I'll show you how to do this without actually snorting it. Oh,
Oh, I
no, did
missed
it
it.
by accident. Hold on, let me try that again.
Oh, I missed
Nope,
a little
no,
bit.
Oh god, okay,
I
no. Well,
I really got it this
Oh
time.
no.
Yeah, I mean, they pretty much follow the same thing.
Premise.
It's kind of yeah. It's just different, almost different ways of doing it.
Ah.
Because even the neighbor in the new one,
Yeah.
the neighbor is behind their house, kind of.
Okay.
It's still his own place, but it's behind them and then the road's over here.
Yeah.
Where this is, they're on one side of the road, neighbors on the
the
other
other
side of
side.
the road, and they built different connections. Because the old guy made a connection with the daughter.
Yeah.
Where
I've never watched any Pet Cemetery, so
Uh,
I can't
like,
comment.
and he made a different connection, and that's why I can't remember who he did.
I have to appreciate that they didn't go the zombie route, and maybe they did that on purpose.
Well, it felt zombie-ish because it was more.
Like the newer one though, not
Oh.
going with the zombie thing because it's like we've gotten.
Well, they were zombies. But
I
they were-
get that,
they
but
were-
we've gone so zombie-ish. If they kind of
But zombies don't think for themselves.
right, so if they
right?
changed it up a little bit, that kind of is
The only
nice.
acceptable zombies right now is basically Zombieland. Because it's
Yeah.
And that's only because people are really
Or Shaun
excited
of the
about
Dead.
Zombieland.
or Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, but that's old enough now. Like,
Yeah. Satirical zombies better than like.
I don't know.
horror
It
zombies.
was. It was. They built more of the. In the new one, they built them out to be more like, as a gradual.
Yeah.
Like the undead people.
yeah,
It was a more gradual. They're slowly. You know they're unhinged, but
Yeah.
they're slowly.
They're
getting
slowly getting.
Where
yeah.
this in the old one, it was.
they were just zombies.
Zombies.
They were instant. They were not good
Yeah.
at all.
They didn't deteriorate over time. They were
No,
just-
it was a very. They need to go kill something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in current, like if and I mean current being in the last 20 years, we go like Dawn of the Dead was good classic
Yeah.
zombie-esque type stuff. Shaun of the Dead, because it made fun of the whole thing.
Again, like comedic, satirical.
But even
zombie stuff is
28
always
Days was cool because it was the first
Yeah.
time we saw that piece of zombie.
It was viral. Like a,
Well, but then everybody was,
It was more like
running.
and
it was
more
the
like
running-
fast
it
zombies.
was the,
Yes.
fast
Yeah.
zombies.
That was first Fast Zombies, and you're like, that was fun for a movie. And then everybody's
was
like, Fast Zombies
suspenseful.
are scary, and it's like, no,
They
Fast
can be,
Zombies-
but not. Please, general. And then World
Yeah.
War Z.
And then the movie, yeah,
Turn them into like ants.
Oh my God.
but not
I
like
hear
they-
that game's good, actually.
Well, the game could probably be, except again they run, and again if
Yeah.
you're gonna base it off World War Z,
The
Max
zombies
Brooks
were-
specifically says they don't run, so
Yeah.
you're like you're.
No, this is based off the movie. It's not. Based
I
off
know,
the
and
book.
that's the
No,
part that.
yeah.
But as a
the
game,
book
it
was
looks
so good.
After listening to him talk too, you're going like, that's a shame that they like
Yeah.
pissed all over your property.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, sir, because
But they did with all the Stephen King stuff.
some of the
Same
Stephen.
thing. He even made reference to that.
Yeah.
The same thing you're talking about with it.
Yes,
Stephen King said they shit all over his stuff.
and I get that, and some of it when they. I kind of forgive some of the Stephen King stuff because movies aren't where they are today in certain terms of like doing things. But yes, like they screwed up The Shining in terms of the book
How
between
it
the
ended,
movie.
yeah.
Like certain things like that, and that's just a
But they were both still good in their own.
they were, and that's the thing is like I think it is kind of he's happy with it.
Well, now there's
The new
talks
one.
of a third one.
No, I thought they were like
no, they're
money.
I was gonna say
I
well,
also
that's-
like money.
I feel like that's a movie studio thing as opposed to
I like
the
money.
director has said if we're doing a third one, I want to dive more into the backstory for Pennywise.
Oh,
Okay,
a
that would be good.
a prequel.
I like money.
I don't know if you're gonna get a prequel, but you could have an old group.
I don't know. Depends on where
Oh,
chapter
like,
2 goes.
like next year, like 20, like what
They
is
have
it?
their own
another
kids.
20 years later.
27 years later.
27
in the
years
future.
See, and that's where I would really like Stephen King to be involved in the creation
I'd
of
say
his.
no.
Well, either say no or
Yeah,
legitimately.
but I know
Right-
how that I
right
know how
books,
that
yeah.
ends, and I would say they'd probably lean towards prequel.
And I would rather have a prequel.
Yeah.
It would be.
Like where did Pennywise kind of
Originate from.
Well,
I
it
think they
depends.
kind
It
of do
depends.
it too.
It depends on how they.
sort of.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
depends
do
on
they-
where the narrative goes for.
But
2.
give us the
Yeah.
complete story, not just like snapshots of it, but like
But they were talking about that in the first one. Even they were going to do some slight backstory to Pennywise,
Yeah.
where it looks from the trailer, you're going to get backstory to.
yeah. We'll
him
see.
Yeah.
too. And that's why
We
it's
don't-
2 hours, 2.5 hours. Or
Yo,
whatever.
I heard the original cut of that movie was 4 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow.
So maybe
I
that's the third movie is all the stuff they cut.
Probably
Yeah.
they could.
So things on the floor.
They'll release the extended cut 3 months later,
Oh my god, no.
so they can beat a record. We
They
don't know
will.
what the record is yet, but we'll beat
a
it.
record.
Beat a record.
We'll beat our record.
Uh,
what
the-
else did you watch?
The other movie I watched was Brightburn.
Ooh,
That looks like a fun movie.
Which one was that
I
one?
enjoyed
It's
it.
Evil
James
Superman.
Gunn's Evil Superman.
He
Well,
produced it.
he
Oh, I
produced
haven't
it. James
produced
Gunn's
it, yeah.
produced.
Yes.
His one of his brothers wrote it
I think
Essentially, if Superman was an evil person as a kid.
as
I
a guy.
realized he's superior to everybody else.
Yeah.
And well, he was. I don't know. Superman as a kid so much. I don't know if
Did
he
you
was
watch
picked on.
Smallville?
Was he picked on?
He wasn't really accepted.
Yeah, that.
He wasn't
like-
accepted, but was he bullied?
I don't think so.
Not to
so.
the point of like Peter Parker was bullied.
Yes.
Superman was never bullied because
No.
Superman grew up in small town Kansas
Yeah.
where it was
This is.
Straight
He's
bullying.
been
picked on.
bullied.
yeah
He's realizing, hey,
I can
I
break-
have powers.
yeah.
And,
I can-
and coming to that, I'm more superior than you.
Yeah.
Ah.
Welcome to the boys.
The prequel.
Yeah,
The prequel.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
good.
Good.
Uh,
Is it like how horror-y is it?
Not really.
Okay.
More action.
Is it more
It's
like
more
a
thriller?
Thriller.
I'd lean towards thriller.
Have you
Okay.
seen
Action.
Slither?
No.
I don't want to see Slither.
I saw
Slither's good.
Slither. Slither's good.
I'm not in my.
It was more thrilly, I guess. It wasn't.
That's why I say thriller. Like, sorry,
Slither.
Slither was like a more thrilling
Thriller,
movie
yeah.
than a horror.
I just laugh at some of the decisions in this.
Ah,
Are they cliche decisions?
No, it's just like the people are realizing he's evil. I mean, they know there's something up with him.
Yep.
And so they try and end the situation early, and it doesn't work out. And it's like, oh, you're screwed.
yeah.
You locked yourself in
You're
a room
done.
with him, and he knows that you wanted to kill him. You're dead.
But it's kind of nice that they set it up that way. Like, it's not...
Well, it's the betrayal.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, it's not... Is it the, like, cabin in the woods-esque, like, we should split up sort of, you know, movie tropes? Or is it just, like, you've put yourself in a really horrible situation that a normal person might put themselves in, not expecting X
You
to
don't
happen?
know what to expect.
Which is good. That's a good thing, though.
Yeah.
That's
I
fun.
don't want to go into it because it's kind of a big...
No, but that's what I
turn
mean.
for the
Like,
character,
that's
but-
exciting. As opposed to, like, you know, we should separate. We'll
And
do
you're like,
better.
oh,
We
no.
should
Well,
go to sleep. We
it's-
should sleep with
it's-
each other.
It's an unknown thing, superpowers.
Right.
So they're...
They don't know
all these
what's
people
coming.
are running from things, and it's like you can't get away from this.
Yeah.
Like
That's fine.
You're
As
screwed.
an audience
You are
member, you're like,
screwed.
you know that it's ultimately like what's
I'm okay
happening.
with that. That's like the Alien and Predator movies where someone starts doing something and you're like,
Like,
oh.
your demise. is
Again, it's very much
inevitable.
like the Blair or not Blair,
You are
the
so
Captain Woods thing. Where it's
You
like,
are done.
They go and sleep
Hope you
together.
have a good
Okay.
life.
One of them's dead.
There was that one scene I was just talking about. It's just, the character's going to do it, and it's like, don't do it.
Please, sir, don't.
And then he does it, and it's like, oh, you
Oh,
did, you did. Yes, I mean, I really hope they would continue with this universe.
They kind of want to.
Well, because it's not really tied to I guess, but it's a post-credit type
Yeah.
thing, where it's a guy, it's Michael Rooker,
No.
doing a online video thing. All these crazy things are happening around the world. There's a person in the ocean, half man, destroying ships and blah blah blah. And there's this witch that strangles people with the rope and everything. And
It's essentially an evil justice.
that's what I have
Yeah.
to say.
They've talked about it.
I'm like, oh,
It is a
Do it.
It is a possibility.
I just want to see it from their point of view.
So that's what I was hoping where like the monster universe that Universal is doing was
What
gonna
monster
go.
universe?
Well, but that's
What
just
dark
it.
verse?
When,
What
it
dark
was-
universe?
Yeah.
Just
Well, I mean, I kind of figured.
don't make them good. Make them bad.
Near the end, I kind of figured that's where they were going with it
Yeah,
because there
I
was
hope
one
so.
scene where the person was doing research and, oh look, there was more than one thing that crashed. I'm like, hoo-hoo, yay.
Woohoo! And that makes for a nice, yeah.
So
It makes me excited.
I would hope for a bigger universe out of this.
See, and I think that's where Hollywood
watch
has
it.
to learn that we don't always need good and like happy. Ending.
Good protagonists.
Well, no, not even like, but we don't need that happy ending where everything
No,
ends up
yeah.
good in the world. We can legitimately have like movies that end up where everything's kind of gone to shit,
Like
and yeah, you'll
Infinity
leave
War.
going like, I don't feel very good, but at the same time, you're like, what an experience because I don't get
'Cause I
that often.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Avengers: Infinity War really struck that.
Yeah.
To most
Sure.
people. It's-
Well,
it's
it
like,
didn't help
the
that you knew
superheroes
that
didn't-
there was gonna be a second one with that.
Yeah, no.
No,
Yeah.
but you still left going like,
Holy, what do they do now?
Yeah,
kind of
like-
thing.
like where are they going? That
Damn.
was not a happy ending. Clearly, like
it was a
the
happy ending for
world
one
is-
person.
That's why I like those Black Mirror episodes sometimes where it's like,
Yo, it's still dark.
Yeah.
Because I forgot which book it is, but there's a book, and I mean it's a drama, and the movie's a drama, and the book ends in a very because authors aren't afraid to do that, where you know
Yeah.
the ending makes you go like whoa, because we're used to that with novels making you think,
yeah.
but the movie for this book legitimately changes the entire ending so that
Ending.
it flips it to like a and everybody lived happily ever after, and people who had read the book and went to see the movie were like. Like
the
this
hell?
person's
What the
supposed to
hell?
die, and this
Yeah.
person like, is supposed to live a miserable
It
life,
takes
and this is
away
supposed to
emotion
happen.
from it. Like, or I don't know, not emotion, but like it takes away. I don't know how to describe it, but like that.
Satisfaction.
Yeah, almost. Like even if it's a bad thing, like it takes away that experience of feeling like.
Well,
It
especially
felt
if
like
you're-
a good
Ah.
story, a good ending
Yeah,
to this.
yeah.
Like you're living this whole movie, like you're experiencing this whole thing, and you're like, oh man, like things are gonna turn out so horribly for these people, and then there's like a random twist just to make it happy, and you're like, I feel let down,
Yeah.
as opposed to
That's like the reverse of M. Night Shyamalan's old movies, where it's like this expectation. Oh, they're gonna be fine. Nope.
No.
Nope. She's actually signs.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
Was it The Village?
yeah,
Yeah,
The
the
Village
village.
was
Oh
the-
my
the
gosh, that
Ending for The Village was nuts.
Yeah.
where she like finds the road essentially.
Yeah.
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 That was nuts. Like you talk about Sixth Sense's plot
Yeah, but
twist.
Sixth Sense was even a,
was
but
a
it was still
cool
a
at
happy
the time.
ending.
It was
It was
a
still, yeah.
It was a
happy.
twist, but it was
So
still
like
a happy
The
ending.
Village, that ending was nuts. Like back when I watched it, I was like,
Yeah, I was like,
this movie is a
but-
what kind
I
of
think
movie?
The Village was the last good twist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean the trees one.
I was gonna say, I think
What was
the
that one?
happening was the
Happening?
next one,
happening,
wasn't it?
but what the twist happened in the beginning.
Yeah, but they didn't. The twist was the twist wasn't the twist, which was the twist.
I know.
The twist was that there was more.
But then I even say, what's that one with Will Smith where the twist was in the bloody trailer?
Which one?
Title.
What?
What?
Earth.
Oh,
After
after
whatever.
Earth.
Either way,
Yeah,
but
it's
In
like,
the title.
Yeah.
well, but like in the trailer they're flying or whatever, and it's like this is Earth, and it pans back, and I'm like, seriously, the twist
just
is
gave the
legitimately
twist
in the
away.
like
Wait, what movie are we talking about?
the Will
After
Smith one
Earth.
with his kid.
Oh,
The trailer
I forgot about
legitimately
that
was
movie.
like they were supposed to be on some alien planet, and you're like, this could be intriguing, and then they're like, no, we're back on Earth,
I know.
and then it
it's
zooms out and shows Earth or whatever, and I'm like, did
Ooh.
M Night Shyamalan just M Night Shyamalan
himself.
the trailer?
wait, was that his movie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought
After
no, I
Earth was
thought
his
that was
movie?
Will Smith's movie. Like he.
No, it was his.
that was an M Night Shyamalan directed and written film, baby.
Really?
Oh,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. That's why no one saw it, and those that did thought it was junk.
I would rather watch The Happening again.
I tried starting to watch.
At least
that
there's a
movie
scene
and
with
it
Mark
was
Wahlberg
just
talking
so
to a plastic
slow.
plant. Why am I still talking to you like this? You're not.
Go see Brightburn.
I want
I
to
gotta
see
see
that.
Brightburn.
That's on my list.
Did you like rent it, buy it?
You don't
Just
watch.
see rent movies.
I don't know. Maybe he wanted.
He makes
We
a good
all have
point
our own
here.
ways of watching films.
He makes a good point.
Chris,
here.
rent a film?
We all have our own ways of
I don't
doing
do
it,
that.
all right?
I
I
rent it
find
from you?
them.
Yes.
I watch them digitally now.
I find them.
'cause he
He's a
gets-
digital person. You're a disc. Puppy.
It's because you guys
got
get the digital copies
Oh
from
yeah,
me.
yeah.
I'll buy digital copies if I don't get them from you.
I can't remember the last time I bought a movie.
Last week? I forgot what I bought.
No, like I don't remember the last movie I bought.
You buy Detective Pikachu?
No.
No, he watched that illegally.
No, I watched it. I watched it before all you guys did.
Illegally.
Yeah, by winning tickets.
He actually went to.
He actually went to
Yeah.
the theater.
I did my part that week by watching it and not supporting it, so that Avengers Endgame would get more money. I did the right thing to do, was to win tickets to it.
Oh boy.
You're it.
Oh, I'm it. So NHL 19, we've
Yes.
covered that.
Yes.
Yes, right.
I didn't really do too much. Still watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine while I'm like cooking or doing chores.
Excellent.
It's a staple.
Still a good one.
It's a very good staple.
I finished Overlord. It took me a couple days.
Overlord, like the movie.
The movie.
Yeah.
Did you watch it with us or no?
No.
Okay.
I missed that day.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
It's a
finally
good
finished that.
movie.
Yeah.
So cool.
I just kept falling asleep because I've just been so tired all
And
the
that
time.
twist.
And that twist.
Which one?
The
First
The
one.
main
actual
one.
twist,
The main
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Oh, that they're zombies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always
Whatever
knew
the
that
hell they
though.
were.
Again, you watched
You
the
watched
trailer.
the trailer.
I didn't
I
want
kind
to
of
see
watched
Oh,
it.
okay.
Those of us who didn't know that go into a
I
World
kinda
War II
knew,
movie and then zombies
Oh.
show up.
I just knew there was a twist because you guys are saying there was a twist.
In all honesty,
It was a war movie. It was a
no,
was
but
so
in all
good.
honesty,
And they saved the people that land on the beach.
yeah, they're responsible for
They're
saving
responsible for
D-Day.
saving,
Yeah.
yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
in all honesty,
D-Day
like you
would've
say it
went
was
a
in the
lot different.
trailer.
Zombies.
I would not have put the zombie thing in the trailer at all. I would have left that as a like.
As a like.
But
I would have
Gotcha!
alluded, I would have alluded to like there's experiments going on and
Yeah.
like that kind of stuff. But
Well, but that was real life.
Yeah.
They always knew
Nazis
that.
But,
always-
like that's,
Yeah, they-
that's what I would have advertised the movie as, and then it's like, you know, you go in there and all of a sudden it's like zombies, and you're like,
What?
What
What?
just
They're not
happened?
even
This is
like
amazing.
zombies. They're
No,
like
they're super
messed up. Yeah, like
chemical
super zombies.
Yeah,
the wrong type of Captain America.
Kind of like
Yeah.
Resident Evil.
yeah,
I would
it's
say.
it's more
Yeah,
biohazard
yeah,
than
bio-
Biohazard,
yeah.
more Resident Evil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, good movie, and like we talked about it. It was a good. They made
It's a
it
good World
pretty
War
good
II movie.
War,
So
war
good.
movie.
It's a great war movie, and then it's a good zombie movie, and
Yeah.
you're just like,
Yeah, it's like that scene in the house where they're like trying to not to make noise. It's like there's no zombies in the scene, but it's still a really riveting and really intense
Yeah.
scene.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Up
Yeah.
until zombies show up, like it's a
That's
good
good.
World War II
Good work,
flick.
yeah.
Even when they land and like the guy's all ready to go all hero on them,
Yeah,
and it's like you gotta let him die.
yeah. You have to go.
Like we have
You
to.
would die.
Yeah.
Going
Yeah,
into that.
you're going to go up against like 50 Nazis. You cannot do this.
No.
Like we're
Yeah.
going to watch this man
Yeah.
die now.
Yeah. As heroic as that would be, even if you did die.
Yeah,
trying to
what's
do
the
this,
point of
what's
losing
the
your
point,
life?
right?
And yeah. Like
But-
it's a war movie.
And then zombies.
Yeah.
And then zombies show up and it becomes a completely different film.
And then I watched Detective Pikachu thanks to Chris.
Yeah.
Fantastic film. I really like
So
that movie.
good.
Oh my gosh.
Gengar still terrifies me.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh my gosh.
Because that's what a real life Gengar would look like. And
yeah,
it's terrifying.
It was like,
I don't think that
like,
was terrifying.
oh my gosh, Gengar.
It would look like that.
Like
I'm
cartoon
not saying it
Gengar's
wouldn't,
so
but
much
it-
cuter than this Gengar. Like
Charizard
It
looks like a real
terrified me.
dragon.
yeah. Well,
Even
this
though
was
he's not dragon type.
and he was also scarred. This
Yeah.
yeah, he had a scarred up face. No, but it was great.
So good.
The environment, the
world. The world that they
made
built.
was just so
For their first
incredible.
outing, like they did a
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah.
Like it's like I wish Pokemon were real.
Yes.
No, you don't. You're terrifying.
Well, except for that one. Gyarados is terrifying.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, what did, oh
Would
they
be-
did that. They
I
did
don't
that
know
so
how
well.
Charizard's fire didn't burn out in that scene.
Don't think about it too hard.
I was gonna
I
say
don't
you
think
can
they
never
would.
think about that one.
Don't never think about Pokemon.
Legitimately, then
could have a
Charizard would be
Pokemon
dead.
Yeah, they'd be dead.
And they won't do that.
Oh, that episode in Pokemon, like the original Pokemon series, like
I have
crushed
that as
my heart.
I have
so
that as a
much.
plushie with the Charmander with leaf over his tail. I have it as a plushie. It is so cute.
That crushes me. Ah, that episode made me cry.
It's because you like Charmander.
That's why I like Charmander. Yeah.
All you need is Squirtle to go. and
You
he's
meant a
dead.
tail.
Squirtle's not evil inherently.
No, well, it's whatever their
Nothing's
masters are.
inherently evil.
It's whatever their masters
Cats are evil.
Yeah. Oh
are
yeah, I did
asses.
tell you what happened to my plant. Anyways.
And Brian will never have avocados.
Yeah. Luckily, they're not toxic to cats. They just cause stomach problems. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, Detective Pikachu. was
So
fun.
good, right?
Movie.
Good
Yeah.
flick.
Ugh. And I guess I saw the twist coming, but I didn't acknowledge it.
Yeah, it's one of
So
those
when it
things
came
where
up,
you
didn't
I was
acknowledge
like,
it.
Just don't read into it too much.
No.
It's one of
But
those
it
things
was
that just
nice,
like
heartwarming.
Yeah, you see it coming.
You see it coming.
you see so many of the twists coming.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that guy's clearly
was
gonna
so
be the bad
heartwarming.
guy.
It was so-
Oh, that's
yeah.
clearly
You mean the guy who plays a vampire really well?
Yeah.
the guy that's a villain in almost all the movies he's in.
Every other movie? Yeah.
Maybe not Hot Fuzz, but
Shaun of the Dead.
He was
Yeah,
kind of a dick.
He
was a dick in
but he
Shaun of
wasn't
the
a
Dead.
villain.
No. But either way, he plays a really good villain. So if you're gonna hire him and not make him a villain, really, what's the
What
point?
is he not a villain in? He does some
He's
like.
done some romantic comedy stuff. where
Yeah.
he's not a villain.
what was that? Love with
I Love Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, Love Actually. He was in Love Actually.
Mhm.
But then again, everyone was in that movie too.
Yeah.
So.
So.
Yeah, Detective Pikachu, you see everything coming. You totally see everything
Yeah.
coming. It's like you don't. We're not gonna see. We're not gonna show you Tim.
We're not gonna show you.
Why don't you want to show me Tim? Because don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Because don't worry about it.
So true.
It makes me depressed though that Super Smash Bros. Doesn't have Poke Floats after that flick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's totally what that scene's
That would be
inspired
an
after.
amazing.
You mean Batman?
Yeah, Batman.
You mean
In all
Batman?
honesty, like one, I think Batman,
You mean Batman?
like the original Batman.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
You mean
But my
Batman.
first thought was legitimately like he starts bouncing on floats, and I'm
Yeah.
like, Super Smash Bros. On a screen. Star Fox, go! Like,
The one thing I would have loved to see more of the actual moves, like depicted, like Fire Blast.
But I think
or-
they write that into the.
they write
the
that
story.
with the there's no battling.
Yeah,
That's why there's underground battling.
That's
That's
why
why
there's
they-
underground battling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you see the battles there.
What was
Yeah.
Gengar's move about duplicating himself?
That's
Probably
no.
double team maybe.
Double team.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah,
he learn
I
double
was thinking
team?
double team.
I don't know if Gengar learns double team,
I don't know.
but that would be the most.
It's the movie universe. They can learn all sorts of things.
They only know 4 moves.
No.
I think they should stick with that.
He only listed off 4 moves to him. He went first into the arena.
And yet
I think
bet
that was
you
just
he
like
could still
a-
use tackle.
Yeah.
Doesn't know how
It's
to
a different
tackle.
type of tackle.
Volt tackle.
I know,
Volt.
but
Yeah. What did they call
Volt
it in the movie? Was it Volt?
Well,
Tackle?
he-
use
well,
Volt tackle.
Well, Volt tackle, which is really really funny, because if you know anything about the cartoons, Volt tackle Pikachu does never ever learns Volt tackle. He cannot learn Volt
Well,
tackle.
yeah.
Oh.
It's Ash's Pikachu that exclusively learns,
Learns
Volt
Volt
tackle.
tackle.
So that's like more of an Easter egg to anything
Yeah.
else, because it's like, oh,
I
you know,
didn't know that.
like if you know the games, he never learns it. But in the show, he always uses it because it is exclusively Ash's Pikachu's move.
Yeah, I think if we want to see more diverse battles, it would be nice to have them with like a bevy of moves.
But I know there's always those people who say Pokemon are terrible because you're essentially it's promoting animal fights.
Heck
So-
yeah, it was.
Yeah. So, and your point is, your problem is,
They are digital.
People
they
are
are
like,
fake. They will
yeah,
never
that's
exist.
the thing, right? It's
And
like it's not real.
I'm going to tell you this right now. If I put a large lizard in a room with a turtle, they're not actually going to fight. Just gonna throw that out there.
But you've heard of those people like putting like a spider with a scorpion and watching
Sure,
them fight.
that's horrible.
That's
but
horrible.
like, if we want to recreate Pokemon, legitimately, you're gonna drop like a bearded lizard into a cage. You're gonna drop a turtle into a cage, and then you can all pretend there's a ghost floating around, and we can have ourselves a
We
fight.
can have a fight.
Use water gun. Turtle's just like,
Flops over.
I'm gonna eat this lettuce.
yeah, exactly.
It actually just goes to sleep.
Yeah. Hi.
It's like you go to our zoo and they have monkeys in with the tortoise or
Yeah,
whatever, and
yeah.
you're just like, why are they not fighting?
Use shell tackle.
Use hardened.
Good job.
Good job.
Now sit. Stay.
Now sleep.
Yes.
Now sleep. Now poop.
Dump.
Poop.
Chase.
Come Digimon and Tamagotchi.
I talked about the new one last week.
Oh.
It's not. They don't
Oh,
have
right,
to
they
make
don't
them
poop.
in Cyber Sleuth. They don't poop. It's fine.
Did you ever talk about playing Ark and how you poop?
Not last
Have you
week.
ever played
Not
a
last
about
week.
I
Ark?
talked about Arc.
That we touched Ark and it was
Yeah,
oh,
you,
I have
you
to
guys
hit a
played
key
it
to
and
poop.
installed it.
Arc August 10th. I
Yes,
talked
okay,
about
you
it. Yeah,
talked
no,
about
you can't poop in Arc.
Yeah.
Once you eat enough,
You hit a
you
button.
can defecate.
You can-
There's a
yeah.
defecate button.
Oh, do we? Oh, yeah. You can urination. There's a urination button in Death Stranding now.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Sweet.
And it's like you see Norman Reedus like peeing, but you can't actually see his weenus.
Well, we hope.
Norman Weenus.
Well, that's. I'm not buying that game.
You were. Let's be honest. You weren't gonna.
I was
buy
not.
it. You couldn't buy it. You weren't gonna buy it anyways. 1 out of 4 people.
But yeah,
would buy
Arc
it.
you could poop. Arc had. So here's the
It was
thing, and this
weird.
is, and I've been reading this one online, is because we were thinking of getting Primitive or whatever that game is, where you start off as a monkey.
Ancestor.
Ancestor.
Oh, that's out now, isn't it?
It is out.
Yeah.
The reviews are coming in.
And it's
So our problem with Arc was there was no direction. You just land
Yes.
on an island and ta-da!
ta-da.
Like at least the forest was like your son's taken away.
Yeah.
Survive and fight.
You guys just ignored this story.
Survival.
Yeah.
We've now ignored the story, but at least
And they give
it-
you a handbook.
you get a handbook that's like build a basic fire. You need this, and you're like, okay, cool. And once you build a basic fire,
Arc never had that, eh?
Arc has like a you can learn things as you go.
Yeah.
But legitimately, like we learned how to build walls, we learned how to build foundation, we learned how to build doors. But at level, you had to wait till level 10 to get
25
stairs
oh,
or something
yeah.
stupid.
And then like
And
you
then-
had to level up your character, so you had to grind your character to level up to learn.
How to build
Stuff.
stairs. Where again, even going back to Conan, if you got to the building part of things, you could build basic
Oh,
building
yeah.
blocks
Oh,
of
yeah,
things.
yeah.
So like if you wanted to build multi-level things, you had stairs. They were junk stairs, but you had them.
Mm-hmm.
This game was like build a shelter. So our shelter was legitimately 5 tiles big and like straw walls with a
It was
tiny
just a-
like
it
we
was
were like
floor, it was floors, walls, and a roof. Well,
And a
it was
door.
a flat. Oh, yeah, there
and it was a
door.
flat roof.
It was a flat
So our heads were touching the roof.
Yeah.
The beasts that we managed to somehow like
Did they clip through the wrangle?
Yeah,
wrangle
they
were,
clip,
like-
they clip through
they
everything.
clip through the walls. They wouldn't actually come into the building, but like this dodo's head is like
Yeah.
through the wall, or his turtle's head is like
Just
through
like
the
real
wall
life.
because it's like
Yeah.
we also wish to be warm.
Yeah.
Just
And
like real
and
life.
I get the like, but when you it's the whole debate again. When games release, please.
Early
say
access.
that it's beta or early access. Like
Arc
was.
was. Arc
I thought
was.
I thought it's
No,
in its
Arc's
full
out, man.
Yeah,
It's
I thought
got
Arc is
DLCs
Arc
and all
now.
that jazz
yeah.
now.
So,
Um,
Which bugs
I don't know. I
like
just want.
technically,
I want to know.
Satisfactory is still early access, but their game is
Is
just
Arc?
well, because they lead you into build this.
Yes.
I
Once
like-
you've built this, you continue to.
Go for
On Google,
this.
the first thing that comes up is Arc Survival good.
No.
Was
Arc
it with like
Survival.
question mark or
I don't know.
So that's the piece is like, if Satisfactory, any game that involves building, it's like once you've built the basic piece, it should expand to the other stuff. Arc had this problem of like, oh, you've built a basic house.
yes, it is out of early access.
Yeah, you're now
It is
going to
officially
like,
done.
now we're going to have you go and do this instead. And it's like, but you've just taught us how to build a house. Shouldn't we be able to expand the base to do something, to
You would think
expand
so.
something
Expand.
to do something else?
yeah.
This one was like, now you've built a house. Good job. Leave it alone and you'll never come back to it. And you're
Yeah.
like,
It's like
okay. Whereas
Oh, man.
Ancestor, what I've been reading from reviews, because you start off as a monkey, the whole point is like the guy's like, it's hard to learn things because you're legitimately experimenting
Oh.
like a monkey. So you'll do something once and it's like, you've learned how to do this. And you're like, well, why did I learn how to do it? Like, you've learned how to make a tool. And he's like, oh, so you literally just have to like do things.
Oh, so it's not like a.
So he was pissy because, like, his review, he's like, it's good, but, like, there's no direction. And I'm like, but you're starting off as legitimately an animal that has...
You are a chimpanzee.
You're learning to evolve.
Yeah.
Arc, you shouldn't have to do that at that
Because you're
point.
dropped in as a human.
But you're evolving constantly. You're gonna get guns and lasers and robots.
But again, then that's okay. But that's the progression. I should start off with then a slingshot, and then progress later to a different kind of thing.
And
Moving
then
around.
The one thing that
On
bothered
the
me in
leash.
Arc 2,
Warming
I love
it.
how we haven't played this recently, but
Yeah,
we're
it's fine.
talking about- is that, like, I got my turtle,
You
I
did
could
get a
build a
turtle.
saddle.
But the saddle was for a specific type of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that thing was, I looked later on, that you don't find that animal till later on.
So you built
Yeah,
a
I
saddle
gotta
for
explore
an
more.
animal that you don't have.
Yeah.
That
And
we
then,
can't access for another like 20
yeah,
levels.
but then, like, seeing this turtle says, build a saddle, you can ride this turtle. It's like, so it's like telling me to do things that I actually can't.
Oh.
And then I could do things
So it was just
that-
direction wise. Like,
direction-wise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
it
no
was
good
just-
progression. Whereas again, is the forest, it's like you've built your first hut and you get like an achievement essentially for like surviving the first
well, I
night.
mean, Arc, even Conan was a lot like that too, right? So it would.
Sir Conan gave you
Yeah.
the like climb a rock. Bing, you
Yeah,
got it,
bing,
you got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like,
I didn't.
Congrats,
I,
you climbed a
like,
rock.
I didn't experience it, but I
Right.
know you guys.
But
were
it's like
saying
you
that
climbed a
it was
rock. Congrats! Like it teaches you the basics and it builds you up to
Yeah.
bigger things. Arc was just like, here's something small, here's something medium, here's something you won't use ever, but we'll tell you about it. And you're like, I'm excited about this, and they're like, don't. But
Don't
it
worry
doesn't
about
tell
it.
you
Don't
like,
worry
don't
about
worry
it.
about it. It's just like
Don't worry about
you
it.
build it, you like
Don't
build
worry
it, and
about
it's like, what does this do now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
It's there.
Yes.
But that's where I've been reading about that Ancestor game. I'm like, I'm still at least intrigued by
still
that
intriguing?
one because it's one of those ones where it's like, I get that the monkeys legitimately have to just try stuff to learn things,
Yeah.
and then you can skip ahead
Which I
like
don't mind. I don't
100,000
mind.
years and take those traits with you, sort of jazz.
Yeah.
Like all of that stuff builds because that's the point of the game.
Yes.
So where the
You're
guy's like,
evolving.
I had no direction, and I'm like, I understand that you would have no direction though.
Yes.
Where at least in the other games, when building things, it's like, it's not about experimenting, it's about like survival.
Yes. Yeah.
This
And then
is not
getting
necessarily
dinosaurs.
about survival, this is more about, the evolution and the learning
Evolution.
piece of things.
Like Spore.
Like Spore. Because Spore was
So it's
that.
still intriguing. So maybe I should still keep my eye on it.
We'll keep our eye on it.
Okay.
Right now we have Borderlands, apparently.
Yes. so we have to do.
Borderlands.
So like I said, I'm still super excited for Warcraft 3 Reforged just because I love RTSs, and except they give me anxiety.
It always gives me anxiety.
Yeah. So I played one game of StarCraft 2 this past week.
Online.
Yes.
Did you get messed up by a Korean?
No, actually, I actually won.
I was gonna say, did you get messed up by a white guy? Like,
No. So this guy played a really stupid strategy of trying to
Nuke?
just.
Rush you.
Well, he got nukes, but then I could just build like detectors easily, and then he just tried to go battle cruisers, which is this big honkin' airship
I remember
for
battle
the
cruisers.
Terrans. Yeah,
I'm
so-
thinking original. 'Cause you had to attach something to command center.
Yeah,
right?
it's still like that. It's just that he invested all of this into one battle cruiser early on, and I was like, okay, I'll just build some Hydralisks and destroy you, and then he quit. He's like, okay. I was
That sounds like
Cool.
something I would do.
Sounds like something
Because
in the Chell games.
like, yeah.
yeah.
Sounds like something I would do. It's like, sweet, a battle cruiser.
Go for it!
Yeah, and see, that's like, I have to laugh because I mean, ages ago when StarCraft 2 first came out, one of the guys I worked with was like, "Do you want let's start a 2v2 team?" And I'm like, "Okay."
Okay.
So you'd play offline because if you're gonna practice strategies,
Yeah, you gotta
you
play
practice in
offline.
an offline thing
You
just
don't
to
have
get
time
your.
to.
Well, it's just to get your builds down. So it's like, hey,
I need to build this.
I need to build
this.
X, Y, Z to start manufacturing, A, B, C,
Yeah.
to yada yada
But
yada
and
yada.
to complement your thing. Over
And then
there.
when you're doing 2v2, it's very important that it's like, I'm going to go air, you go ground, yada, 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 yada. Like,
you're well balanced.
you have to balance yourself, but the cool part to 2v2 is you don't, like, you wouldn't have to concentrate on air people, because I would concentrate on
Yeah.
air. So you build different things. So practicing 2v2, you practice that. You practice making sure you get X amount of ships, or X amount of, ground guys by the time I have, 3 ships, and then we go.
Yeah.
And the guy I played with, I still remember it. We had it down to a science of what we were building. And we get into the first game, and I look over at his base, and he's doing something completely different. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, I thought I'd try something different. And I'm like,
No.
we just played 5 rounds against computers, perfecting our timing on building things to fight actual humans. Now's not the time to experiment.
Yeah.
So like even when Warcraft 3 Reforged comes out, if we want to do online, like we'll practice
Yeah.
offline.
That's
I
right.
find the RTS stuff though, a lot of it is coming out as adaptability too, like a lot of scouting. And that was always the thing I was bad at. You have to figure out what what he's doing because they, at least in StarCraft, Warcraft was different in Warcraft, so you could usually just build stuff and
You rush.
yeah.
Always rush.
StarCraft 3.
If you rush, they don't have time to
StarCraft
scout.
2,
Warcraft.
StarCraft 2, I mean. Sorry.
StarCraft 3. What is this? What is this, Valve?
Blizzard doesn't make new games.
Yeah. You have to like scout so much to figure out what they're making, and then you have to counter build. So build something that counters that, then they scout you, and they try and counter you with that, and it's like back and forth.
Not if you rush.
Yeah, and then there's the rush. Yeah.
I'm gonna attack you with my little bots that are supposed to mine.
That's a little too rushy.
Someone has
Is
made
that-
that once. Like if you do a Zerg versus Zerg, because you can only build on creep, you send all your drones, like have some drones mining, and then you send all your drones to build on their creep to like kind of invade them early on.
See,
You
I
build
don't
them,
I don't even do that. I just
spines.
attack them. I just attack them.
I remember Warcraft 3 when I played.
Yeah.
I played with Jason ages ago.
Yeah.
And it was 3 of us, and we all chose Orc because no one chooses Orc online. Because
Orcs are awesome.
okay, so if you choose Undead, they have the ghouls, which are essentially your Zerg. So
Yeah.
you could rush ghouls because you
And
get
you
a
have to
crap ton of
build on,
ghouls like really
Blight or-
quick. Yeah, and you're
Yeah.
still building on Blight. So the ghouls could actually do like a ghoul rush, and the humans could build better tech, and the night elves would have better whatever it was, and the orcs had nothing going for them until late game.
Yeah.
But what we did, because there was 3 of us, is we'd get to I think 6 grunts, and as soon as our hero popped out, all 3 of us would pick the one base and go in, because the grunts do hit hard.
Yeah.
And we would legitimately orc rush bases with our heroes,
And a grunt.
and no one was expecting it because we had our heroes and like 3 or 4 grunts sort of thing.
Yeah.
And if no one teleported in to help that base, we could take it because our main orcs were stronger than their first whatever they were build.
Yeah. Remember that about orcs.
And if we could do it, then we'd only have 2 bases left to destroy, and by then I'd have like my air guys, and then we'd have the siege guys because the Tauren were siege, so it wasn't like a catapult; it was legitimately just a guy with a log
Giant, yeah.
hitting a
hammer.
building as a siege weapon, and then the other guy would just go regular melee, and then we'd roll into the other bases, and it's if you can destroy that one base,
You're at an advantage.
you've got this huge advantage, and then orcs get super strong late game, but no one ever made late game with orcs except us because we'd come up with some random strategy that
To ruin the
managed to,
early
yeah,
You guys are like wrecking the meta.
we did. Like it was one of those things where you're like, no one saw this coming.
Yeah.
And like I played the Shadow Priest who could heal our grunts, so I'd keep our guys because he had oh man, I can't remember what it is. Chain healing. So like it would bounce off all the grunts and keep us all alive. Like it just we had this one strategy that if it paid off at the beginning, we would win the game.
Mm-hmm.
If it didn't pay off, it distracted them long enough for us to keep building our guys up. So it worked out pretty cool. But no one was expecting. Yeah, I rush everything. There's no point.
Drone rush.
Yeah.
I love RTSs. They give me
I like
so much
watching them.
anxiety.
I don't know that I have the patience to play them.
It's
It's one of those things where it's like I spent all this time building my army up, and then either I win or lose, and then I have to do it all over again.
yeah.
That's
That's
my-
where the strategy
my
comes.
lack
Is
of
like,
patience.
what are you building? How are you attacking? Like Zerg, it's when you attack. Like Protoss and Terran, it's you can do a death ball, as they call it, and just have one army that just.
Yeah.
Well, Zerg, if you can't do a death ball because you're super squishy, so you have to like attack from all sides and swarm, which is kind of. I always like the strategy part of that. I'm just not quick as fast as Koreans.
You mean you're not as young as them either? Or they're
That
just
too.
like they're born with a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, they die playing those games.
Yes, they literally
They
die.
literally die.
Legitimately, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
they,
they
literally
will.
die.
They will.
Play that game.
Well, and especially with like it's funny watching people online because the people that made we have our little stream deck here that I use for legitimately doing these videos.
People use it for other things.
Well, they've now made the XL version,
Of course they have.
Oh, dear
which
Lord.
is like an entire pad now, and you're just like the macroing that you can get done with.
Your
something
keyboard needs
like
another keyboard.
Your
Yeah, your
keyboard,
keyboard needs.
well, with custom keys, because of course you can put whatever image you want on
Yeah.
here. So legitimately, it could be like Team 1, Team 2, Team 3. Like you don't even need the keyboard anymore.
Yeah.
It's a customized like box of a thing, and you only need this many buttons because
You got your
everything else
mouse,
is done
too.
with this, and one and done. And you're
Yeah.
watching those guys play is mind blowing.
So I was thinking of
Like that's like there's amateur sports and then
there's
yeah.
professional with
Then
the
there's-
proper equipment.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
They don't even need the proper equipment. Those guys with the mouse and keyboard are still deadly
yeah. Oh yeah.
because they learn, and you just like they're doing this, and you're going,
Yeah.
"What are they doing?" 'Cause they're-
Some days I can type 60 words a minute.
yeah, yeah, I can type.
I can type 60, 70
Like
words
once
a
I'm
minute
used to my
sometimes.
keyboard again, I'm good.
You
And that's my problem is I have 2 keyboards at work. I have this keyboard here, and all of them are different.
Yeah.
I have a mechanical one at home. I've got
Like
two,
all
yeah.
of them are just slightly,
Slightly
off.
off. Like on YouTube, you can see like the actual view of the
Yeah.
players and
Yeah,
stuff, and it's just dizzying. Like
It is.
it's just flash, 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 flash.
I would
flash,
like to
flash,
see a
flash,
heat
flash,
map of their keys. Like
Yeah.
Oh,
after,
yeah,
after
yeah.
a game or something like
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Or like what keys they hit the most and
Yeah.
how hard and how often, as opposed to
Yeah.
like the back button.
Yeah. One,
One.
control or shift, select,
Select
all.
all.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what the numbers are used most often, kind of thing. Like, oh, yo, what?
Well, because they're bouncing around the maps. Like, they
Yeah.
don't, again, on those games.
We
I'm-
scroll to the side.
Yeah, I'm like, and off to the side of the screen is my map.
Drag,
So,
drag, drag,
like,
drag, 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 and you're dead.
Yeah, no, there's this boom, boom, boom. Like they play on the mini map essentially.
Yeah.
And with their macro in there, and they play on the mini map. It's just like, oh
Okay,
my
yeah.
gosh.
That's a skill that'll never learn. I don't think I'm okay. I'm okay with not learning. Too.
I'm okay with not knowing that. Yeah, that's
That is I don't have that mental
Yeah.
capacity.
That is a skill
Especially
far
when
beyond me.
like they make the graphics so beautiful. Like you can see the creep like wave. Like I want to see this stuff. I'm
No,
not gonna
I
play
need
That's
to-
why you play single player,
Yeah,
yo.
single player.
Meanwhile, they're playing on low graphics settings because
Exactly.
it'll speed up their
It
game.
speeds-
Right.
And that's what happens.
Zero lag.
Because they don't even
I don't
watch
have to
the
load
screen.
anything.
Everything's a block.
Yeah.
At that point, you're just playing a calculator in Excel.
Yep.
Yeah, they're essentially just Ender and Ender's game. Just
Yeah.
yeah. So I might like just play once a week, one game a week, just to keep my.
Just to keep your anxiety up.
No, well,
Oh God, I do that in real life. I don't need.
to just keep my RTS skills up for Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
Keeping skills up.
The Microsoft Game Pass has Age of Empires on it. If you really want to get into that,
Yeah,
kind of, like
maybe,
maybe that's a
yeah.
more relaxing way of going
I
about
know.
it.
I get
Civ
so
is
much.
also a pretty relaxing way to do that.
Yeah.
Civ's a different kind of
Civ's-
RTS though.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's kind of an RTS because it's turn-based strategy.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
yeah,
turn-based.
yeah.
Yeah, that's more like a risk. Yeah, Civ's a
Yeah,
risk
everyone
with like
takes a turn.
extra objectives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
Excellent. There we go.
that was it.
That's it.
Excellent.
Thanks for joining us.
Go to barrelrollnews.com.
Find our website where all our social media links are. Smash the like button.
Share with others.
Just watch. And just watch. Importantly, thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Yes.
See you next week when we do it all over again.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.